Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tombs of Scoria. How are you guys doing after our long break?
Doing well. How are you?
I am good, exhausted, tired, a little beaten by the weather, but ready to play some D&D.
Is it one of those vacations where you've got to have a week off afterwards to recharge?
No, because we were camping for a week or so, and that was pretty chill. And it was just high altitude, lots of sun, lips get chapped, face gets burned, thighs get sore. So you just need to as long as I'm not moving or out in the sun again for a little while, it's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I hear you're doing pretty good, Nick. The end of the world came to your town and then left?
Yeah, we had some crazy weather. I don't know if anyone else experienced this, but it was like silent lightning. It was like a storm that lasted for 6-7 hours. The sky was orange. There was lightning strikes every 10 or 15 seconds, but there was no
Sounds
sound.
amazing.
There was
No sound. How do you get silent lightning? How does that
I
work?
don't know. They called it heat lightning in the press, but it was only over Manchester. It's once every 100 years or something. It usually happens.
You sure someone didn't summon a dark lord from underneath your
I'm not
town?
sure at all. I was thinking that if it'd be like an alien movie, like one of the opening scenes where you see the characters, be like, oh, this fucking storm is the strangest thing I've ever seen. I wonder what's going on. And nobody pays attention, but little do we know. It's the alien scouting parties or some shit have come down.
Maybe you live on a hellmouth.
Maybe.
Possible.
No, that was cool.
I'm sure
not much else going on, really. Oh, Crusader Kings 3 comes out. 6 days. 5 days?
5 days? You're going to stream it?
I'm going to stream it, yeah. I think so. Well, assuming that there's no technical problems. We give it a go.
Is this the game with the sexy babies in it?
What the fuck?
I don't know. What are you talking about? No, it's like a game. It's where it's like a world map. But you don't play the King of England, or you don't play the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. You play the Dynasty of X. So you might start off as the Count of Essex, and then over your first generation, you might marry into the Duke of Lancaster's family, and then the next generation, your son will have a claim on the Duchy of Lancaster, and maybe you'll claim that. So I'm going to play, I think, as a Welsh count from where William Marshall was actually from, and see if I can.
Was William Marshall Welsh?
He was. I'm going to see if I can conquer England as the Welsh and make the great United Kingdom of Wales.
About time.
About time too, yeah.
Right. What about you, Mr. Lucas? Anything we need to catch up on? It's been a couple weeks.
I've been watching One Piece. It's a decent pirate anime. I'm about 94 episodes into, I think, 937. So working my way, making my way through it.
937 episodes?
Yep, and it's still not done. So that's what I've been doing with my time. Other than
Has that
that,
been running for 18 years? If they put out an episode every week, that's 18 years of content.
I don't know if it's been running for 18 years, but it's been running for a really long time.
I can't believe that they'd be making more than an episode a week, but okay.
It's been running since 1997, yeah.
23 years.
Or
Holy
99,
shit,
maybe,
dude.
yeah.
What show is this, sorry?
One Piece. It's a little pirate anime about the manga too, because you know what?
Okay.
Oh, nice. What is she in that? The girl is 12, 13?
No, they're all 18.
Oh, wow. Convenient. Exactly, huh?
No big deal.
And what about you, Steven?
I'm
Anything
doing
to
okay.
say?
Just in Sweden hanging out, mauling over political shit. And yeah, same as always, basically.
Great. Well, where last we left the party, you had just returned to the capital, to Wicthron Rarenta. You arrived back on the 11th of August, 1511. And why don't we go there? So, you arrive back. It is a cool day. The rain is coming down. Your couriers, your carriage drivers are plodding you into the city, waving you past guards.
Wait, no, didn't we already go back and talk to the Queen about smoothing things over with the items and playing
we did.
and all that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we already did. Never mind. Sorry.
Because initially they were
Right on the
like,
calendar.
you guys fuck shit up. But then they also said that, well, actually, we spun it all, so it looked like a mystery thief stole everything. So,
No, we spun it. We brought that up.
well, I mean, they did the work of spreading.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So then that should hopefully be okay. Yeah.
Okay. So this is probably a day or two later then. So we're on like the 13th or the 14th. You make your return to the keep after a couple of days of resting and relaxing, and you're here to learn about some new quest leads. Do we have quest leads for you?
Oh boy. Wait, before we go on.
Oh boy.
Before we go on quests, can I ask a few questions about scrolls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. If I have a scroll, what is reading the scroll like? For instance, is it like a blanket, like, I activate the power of this scroll, and then it does something? Or is it a specific set of magical words that I read that I don't understand? Or is it something that I read that I know what I'm reading? So, like, is it, I activate the scroll? Or is it like, or is it like, I activate the scroll of fire protection?
It's more like someone tells you it's a scroll of fire protection, and you look at the set of words, and if you know how to pronounce the make the right sounds, then you can make the scroll happen. So you need to be a wizard to cast wizard scrolls, a cleric to cast cleric scrolls, and then the specific realm of protection scrolls are written with characters that are just easier to pronounce, and they're a little bit more akin to speaking gibberish.
Okay.
Like if I were to just slam my hands on a keyboard and hand it to you, and you just have to read it right, which most people can do.
Gotcha. And who, without special training, who would you assume can decipher said glyphs? Like, would you expect if you handed a scroll to a sorcerer or a wizard that even though it looks like gibberish, they would immediately understand what it is? Or would they need to use like a detect magic spell to understand what it is?
You need to use a read magic spell to read a wizard or to read a wizard's scroll. Yes.
Okay.
But again, a scroll of protection you don't need it for.
Gotcha. Is it generally known what a scroll of protection reads like, or?
They're all like, even if you have two scrolls of protection made by two different wizards from two different places, they're going to probably read slightly differently.
Okay.
So you'll usually need like a read magic spell will tell you what a scroll is.
Okay.
So that way you'll know ahead of time. But if someone just says, here, it's a scroll of fire protection, and hands it to you, and you're like, okay, and you can read it, you know, it could be a scroll of charm protection or lightning protection or whatever.
Gotcha. The next question is, how do you activate a scroll? Do you have to be holding it and then read it and have an intention in mind? Could somebody else hold it, show it to you, you read it? How does that work?
The magic in the scroll begins to activate the moment you begin to read it, but it does not become complete until you finish. So if you're interrupted, the scroll can be lost. Do you have to be holding it yourself, or does someone else have to hold it?
Yeah, most extreme case, I'm standing at the top of the castle, and my friend is like, here's the scroll, and they show it to me. Could I read it from the top of the castle to activate the scroll's effects on me or something? Or do you have to...
Yeah, I don't think you need to be physically touching it. Someone else could hold it for you, and you could read it from there.
Ooh.
You'd have, and then if they were to like move it mid-read, it would break the casting.
Okay.
But you have to be able to like read it, like physically.
You have to be able to read it. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just making shit up.
Gotcha. Okay. And then does there need to be intentionality in mind, or do you just have to read it for it to work? So like theoretically, could I have like a scroll of like fucking self-immolation or some shit and be like, hey, could you read this for me? And then a guy reads it and sets himself on fire. Is that possible, or do you have to have like an intention in mind to activate a scroll?
There's an intention behind it, but again, a non-wizard wouldn't be able to read a scroll of self-immolation.
Or well, like anybody can read like scrolls of protection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm just thinking of like tricks with scrolls. Okay. Cool. Do other people know if a scroll's been activated?
Well, the moment it's done reading, the scroll disintegrates. So, you. What do you mean?
Let's say, okay, can you modify a scroll somewhat? Like, could you like paste it somewhere and it doesn't get like destroyed or damaged? Like, say
no, because the scroll itself is part of the magic.
Okay, because like what I'm wondering is like, would it be possible somehow to have like a decorated scroll like hung in the side of your cart, and it just looks like decoration. And then say you're standing away from your cart, somebody comes to attack you, and you kind of look over at the scroll, you read it, and maybe it disintegrates and they don't notice. Do they notice an effect on you, or do you just have like a protection now because you've like read your scroll and you're like ready to go?
I guess it depends on the nature of the scroll and how it goes off, but in theory, if you read a scroll that doesn't have a visual effect with it, someone might not notice that you had cast a scroll. Usually, like, the letters will burn on the scroll as you read them, so there's going to be some light coming off of the scroll in small quantities, but in broad daylight, you know.
Yeah, okay,
What
gotcha.
if I was, like, using some sort of spell to, like, communicate with someone in real time, and we're in 2 different rooms, and I've got a protection scroll, and I, like, read out the words to the other person, and they repeat them back to me. And I do something
Then
like
you are
maybe,
casting the scroll.
Yeah, but maybe I mispronounce them, or
Then
maybe
you're
I like
miscasting the scroll.
No, but what if they say it correctly?
Doesn't matter, because
Why not?
So the magic comes not. The magic is bound within the scroll itself, and then is activated by the person casting it. So simply speaking, mimicking the words to the scroll or mimicking the words to any spell in particular won't cause that effect to happen. It's not simply the intonations, it's a broader area. There are magical energies locked either in your spell slots or in the scroll or in the potion.
But if I can hold the scroll up and somebody else can read it, why is that different to me? Somehow, some other way of telling
You're
them the
trying
words
to make
speak.
sense of magic.
Not trying to make
And
sense, we're just trying to see
magic.
how far we can bend the rules.
What's the limit?
Could, theoretically,
so-
could a wizard's most powerful weapon actually be a telescope? A little, like, telescope thing. And then, like, maybe like, a kilometer away, allies are holding an array of scrolls. So a wizard goes into a thing, no magical items on me, and then he turns the telescope and he can read scrolls from far away to cast spells. Could you theoretically do this?
That seems unlikely. And I have no idea why you would ever want to do that. That seems wildly impractical.
Send a wizard, no magical props whatsoever, into a collector's house. Once he gets in and they check him and he has no blah, blah, blah. Maybe when he's in a room, maybe there's a certain type of invisibility spell, something he wants to cast, but he doesn't have an arcane focus or any trinkets, and they know that he doesn't. But say the collector has a telescope in his room. Say me and MrMouton or somebody are like standing really far away outside. We show him the scroll. He gets the telescope. He reads it off and he activates it.
You know,
it's possible.
So you asked earlier if you needed to be holding the scroll, and the answer remains no. But I think there's a certain level of proximity that you need to really be able to work with that shit.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to be able to read a scroll with the accuracy you need through a monocle or a spyglass.
What if I were to memorize a scroll and I have the scroll in my backpack or whatever?
You know what?
I have memorized.
Why don't we just try this from now on? Why don't you just start burning your scrolls? Because there's no way you guys actually have this level of detail. You can just...
No, we're asking
Why don't we run these
Clartis.
experiments with things you want to get rid of?
I'm sure the kingdom, I'm sure the realm has done tons of investigatory work into these things. Okay, I noticed we have a lot of scrolls and a lot of candles, so there's got to be something we're going to do with these coming up. That's all I'm wondering about, but okay.
Let's see what the
We'll see how
still
things
is.
shake out. Also, I am a massive giant destroying the lands. I don't know if I'm supposed to have a huge token or not, but he's awesome.
It's fine.
Holy shit! Yeah.
We can get rid of him if you'd like.
Oh, well.
Yep.
All right. So you head back to the keep. All right. You head back to Clertis
Via the dungeon still, yeah.
via the dungeons, through the secret entrance under the stables. All the same routes. This time you are not brought quite as high up into the castle as before. It's not the same war room or meeting room. You are brought to a new room down in the basement that looks like it has been recently refurnished, specifically for the purposes of holding these meetings. There are some maps up on the walls, and there are some pins being added to the maps. Clertis is here. The queen is here. Talking with him as he pushes pins into the map. They turn as you approach.
I give him a wave.
Greetings, Cletus.
Hello, Clartis.
You guys ignore the queen in the room?
And the queen is here. Okay, yeah. He
Oh, I
didn't
didn't know
say
he was there.
No, we obviously curtsy.
Yeah,
to the
we-
queen.
Yeah.
curtsy.
bow.
Say hello
Curtsy?
to Curtis.
We
Yeah,
curtsy?
say hello to Curtis. and then
I
curtsy.
bow. I don't curtsy.
I bow. I don't curtsy.
Okay.
Ouches.
All right. The queen speaks up and says, "My dear nephews, some of our information has arrived, and Clertus here has put together a detailed map. You know what? Why don't I just let him speak? And she takes a few steps back and allows. Oh, you made another one.
I don't know
Clertus
how. I'm sorry. Keep going.
to speak. Well, a ship has come in, bringing some books I've been seeking for some time, and I have pieced together some of the more important details. I'm a little eager, so there's two things to talk about. One, I have put together a list of desirable equipment that I think we can find for each of you individually. This is just my recommendation, but, you know, these are things that could help us with our slaying the dragon. And the second thing is the list of locations where some of these can be found. It's not all quite sorted out yet, but how would you like to start? Seeing the grand equipment list or seeing the location list?
Give us your grandest equipment, Cletus.
Yeah, let's see the list of the
You
equipment.
sound excited today.
Well, you know, part of my job has been to imagine what it would be like to fight this beast and how best to equip our warriors to do it. So, gathering bits and pieces of known magical items around and what we have already and what I've theorized to exist in tombs, I've come up with a sample list of how you might want to gear yourselves towards the end, and we can work towards it. Who wants to go first?
I look to the group. and then-
Yeah, I'll
Let the
go
oldest go
first if you
first.
want. Sure.
Right. Anton McGarry.
Wait,
The gear.
Tyrion.
Anton.
not Anton.
Oh,
Tyrion.
Tyrion. Sorry.
Tyrion.
I
Tyrion.
give a look to the queen. Raise an eyebrow.
So, there are generally considered to be 11 slots or so on a person. The head, eyes, neck, shoulder, body, arms, hands, waist, and feet, and rings. Is that 14? That's 14 slots,
I
actually.
point to my ear. Earrings as well?
Earrings are an interesting thing. They sort of occupy a how do they say? They work in earrings are an interesting edge case. They do not work with eyes or heads. They sort of occupy both of those slots at the same time.
Would Siamese twins born in this
anyway.
world be able to wear like 4 rings? I'm sorry, I'm done. Okay, keep going.
For your grand enterprise, Tyrael, I believe the best gear is as follows for you. For the head, you will want a hat of disguise. For your neck, there are rumors of an amulet of health floating around that will make you as robust as the greatest man. You already have your Cloak of the Cheetah. There was a sheriff far to the east who had a set of green naga hide armor that I think would fit you very well and serve you. Bracers of archery for your arms. Gloves of war for your hands. For all of you, you'll need a ring of free action and a ring of fire protection. It is known that there are girdles of giant strength in existence, but all of them are currently lost to us. If we can find one, then not only will you be as healthy as the strongest man, but you will have his might as well. And lastly, for your feet, boots of speed. Did you get all that?
Boots of speed do.
They will, as the name implies, increase your speed and also your ability to evade.
Okay.
Certainly, there
There
must
is-
be something more than braces of archery for my wrists, no?
Well, certainly there are a great many things, and we can talk about them all, but my understanding is that bracers of archery might be a useful thing for someone here, and as the other members of your party are spellcasters, I thought the call it, martial weapons would be best served on you.
Okay, fair.
For Imric,
Yes, sir.
your eyes, I recommend finding us a pair of glasses of the Arcanist. For your neck, an amulet of shield. For your shoulders, a cloak of displacement. And it gets a little bit giddy. There's other things I'm not sure if we can find, but I hope so. Robes of the Magi for your body. Bracers of shocking grasp for your arms. Arcane gloves for your hands. Rings of free action and fire protection, of course. Sandals of speed for your feet. And there is this might sound a bit odd, but a magic sword belt, which is literally a belt that can contain a sword that wraps around within it, yet is perfectly straight when wielded. It would be an excellent way to hide a bladed weapon on someone who they would never expect to have one. Would you ever need to be moving
Sounds very cool.
surreptitiously? And for your primary weapon, a staff of the Magus, we would prefer. Some of these items we have ideas on. We'll get to how to find them later.
I assume now for the middle child, who's frequently forgotten. Give him a wink.
For your head, a circlet of insight. For your neck, an amulet of ESP. Your shoulders, a cloak of plenty. Your body will be, hopefully, the armor of Rohana. Your hands, a gloves of war. Rings of free action fire protection. Boots of striding and springing. And if we can find the armor of Rohana, then we can find her shield and her spear for your weapons.
Sounds very hopeful. Oops.
This all sounds very interesting, Clotus.
Yes, this is my first attempt to put together a proper gear list for you. What I think might best serve you on your journey. Of course, if you come across other things or wish to distribute it differently, or we can't find these, you know, the future is uncertain. But I think this is a good place to start. If you can think of something you would prefer, I can try to locate it. But with what I've been able to find, with some level of certainty, this is as I envision us becoming.
Well, it's good. We already have a few of these items. I think 2 or 3 are off the list so far. 3.
I've got the amulet of ESP. I'm wearing that right now.
Got a ring of free action that I'm wearing, and I believe Tyrael has the cloak of the cheetah. So
And someone has a ring of fire protection? Maybe?
Tyrael does as well.
Splendid.
Fire resistance, same thing, right? Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we just stole last time.
Borrowed.
Yeah, borrowed. Sorry. Yeah.
Wait, what were the 2 things? What was the gear list? The first 2 things for Imric.
Glasses of the Arcanist and amulet of shield. Cloak of displacement.
Okay, I got everything else.
Robes of them. Yeah. All right. Well, Clotus, I mean, this sounds great, but I mean, we could all sit here, you know, talking about what great palace we'd make if we had the money, but where do we find this stuff?
Yes. Where indeed? Well, let's start with the easier things to find, perhaps. And he will walk over to the map in the room where the push pins are, and I'm going to just give us some push pins as he lays down some ideas.
What, are we putting them on the real map?
I'm just going to put them on the map.
Ah, that's so cool. Yes.
So the first thing is actually we don't know about what is here. As you will well know, the queen steps in at this point and hands Clotus down and says, nephews, in Eridon, our soldiers have been looting the countryside, to put it brazenly. So have the Mystrians. Part of this looting includes digging up old tombs, taking magical items, taking gold, silver, all that sort of things. The Mystrians have been looting the area just south of Stromheim, and our spies tell us they have a small convoy headed by a knight of some repute who have been collecting the miscellaneous magical items they found in the area. Nothing... I don't expect it to be anything too strong, but small items and trinkets that they found. What Clertus was going to say is a raid upon this gathering party south of Stromheim would inevitably procure us something, although what, we have no idea.
And do some damage to your enemies.
She nods. And Clertus hastily speaks up. Well, yes, but, that might be a time-limited factor, and they could go anywhere, and we don't know where they're ever going to be, and it's probably not the sort of things we would want, probably just low-level, potions, scrolls, couple of +1 weapons. Anyway, he gets a little bit excited, and you can see a frown crossing the queen's face as he kind of interrupts her and just moves on. The first thing I want to talk about is what has just come in. And it's not going to fit on the map. There was, before the Cataclysm, before the Arcadia was ripped apart, a Minotaur named Angus Hereford. We have learned he is buried south on an island near Caledonia. And we have found, in theory, the island on which he was buried, and if his tomb has been undisturbed, then the gear of Angus Hereford lies there waiting for us. The legends say his brother took his weapons and armor upon his death, but his other materials should be there, and these are things we will want. He is said to have a rope of climbing, a cloak of plenty, a ring of free action, a ring of protection from fire, and an amulet of charm resistance, among other minor items.
How far is this from us currently?
Quite a ways. You'll need to take a boat south. We have a captain in mind who can take you there. She's the only one that has traveled successfully to Caledonia.
I laugh out of character.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And who is this
The
person? Their name?
A sea captain by the name of Zaz.
Interesting.
But isn't there already an expedition down in Caledonia when they might have already got some this?
This is on a small island, and the people in Caledonia are looking for wealth. A little bit different notion.
Okay, good.
This is not worth their time.
Sounds
Anyway.
Dangerous. It's a long way, isn't it? Is the sea safe?
The queen speaks up. All of this is dangerous. You're risking your life for your country.
No, that's
If you
fine.
are afraid, my dear nephew,
I'm not
perhaps
afraid.
one of my
I'm-
nieces can take your place.
I'm worried of failing
snicker.
and losing everything that we've gathered thus far.
It's fine, Aunt. My queen. We will be more than happy to take any of these tasks on. Our brother's just seems like he's a little scared today. I don't know why. Continue,
Cold down
Clertus.
there. It's cold down there, Anton.
I'm sure a healthy bit of caution
Clertus.
is probably appreciated in these adventures.
Thank you,
anyway.
Tyrrell. Exactly.
Clertus taps on the Draken Wastes on this map and says, "Here is the tomb of Vlad Ormore." The Draken Wastes are a barren wasteland where the earth has cracked and split, leading to canyons, many hundreds of feet deep sometimes. In one of these canyons is where Vlad Ormore is buried. He should have gloves of war, boots of speed, a ring of free action, and some miscellaneous weapons.
Can you explain us what some of these items do then? It might help us decide. What does the Cloak of Plenty do and what do the Gloves of War do?
The gloves of war will give you +1 to hit and damage.
Okay.
The Cloak of Plenty It contains pockets that continually refill themselves with food. One person with a Cloak of Plenty should be able to feed 4 to 8 people. No one really knows. You'd have to get the cloak to find out. Depends on who you're trying to feed.
Mm-hmm.
But it would essentially be endless food supplies for the party without any weight.
Food and water, or just food?
He shakes his head. Just food. Water. Now that you mention it. He taps way over here near Hillsborough in Eridon. There is a mist dragon north of Hillsborough. Her name is Hydroxys. A creature perhaps too powerful to defeat outright, but perhaps not. Perhaps she could be traded with, or her lair slipped into and stolen, or maybe when you're strong enough to fight her yourself. She is supposed to have canteens of endless water, a gift from the Baron of Redport. In theory, she had a companion who spent their last days with Hydroxys, a witch of sorts who had arcane gloves and a staff of Magus. Magus? I'm not sure on the pronunciation. I don't know how you could possibly get Hydroxys to part with these powerful items. But if you could, I'm sure Imric would appreciate them. The arcane gloves will impose a penalty of 1 on all saving throws your enemies make against your spells. And the Staff of Magus is a powerful weapon enchanted in many layers.
Is that different to the Staff of the Magi, Neil? Or is that the same thing?
They're probably similar or different translations of the same thing.
Okay.
Staff of the Magi, Staff of Magus, Staff of Magi. They're probably the same.
Does the Cloak of Plenty, does it provide any bonus to protection or no? Do we know?
He shakes his head. I don't know.
Okay.
When people speak of it, they speak of its food and sustenance giving properties. Magical items often have many things going for them, though.
Okay. Well, I think Angus Hereford, right? There's the 2 rings, which are going to be good for everyone.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
Off the coast of the Cape of Rohana is a sunken sky temple. A temple once devoted to the sky faction of Nadinus, for that property of her. It's sunk beneath the waves and now sits on the seafloor. Within it, there should be a crystal ball, a scrying orb, glasses of the Arcanist, and a circlet of insight, which is their fabled treasure.
Circlet of insight does.
It should act as a conduit between the cleric who wears it and their deity. Effectively raising your wisdom to like 17 or 18.
Yeah, my character gets hard.
Any intelligence boosting items there, Neil? You want a list?
No, I don't think so.
It's one for the list
Not
classes.
yet.
What's the glasses of the
Intelligence
Arcanist do? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not intelligent enough to cast all high-level spells, but,
Not intelligent enough to learn them.
Well, yeah, exactly. I struggle with my my reading comprehension when it comes to the magical language.
Right.
I'd like to say it's more bad luck than anything, but who knows?
Right. Glasses of the Arcanist. These are magical rose-tinted lenses. The spectacles will allow its wearer to see anything within 2 feet of them as if they had a true seeing spell cast. Additionally, they enable the wearer to read and comprehend all writings, no matter the language.
Damn.
That doesn't mean insta learn spells, correct?
No. It simply
Okay.
translates text before your eyes.
Yeah.
Additionally,
okay.
it will allow you to detect forgeries, find hidden items, see through mundane magical illusions, and see invisible objects or creatures within range.
See, now the thing is, they could be extremely useful for navigating the other tombs that we'd come across. But if this thing is completely sunk under the water, we would need some kind of powerful magic to enable us to explore it.
Wait, where was that at again? I didn't get dragged over there.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same thing that the Circlet of Insight is, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, that's where we're going then.
Yeah, but how do we explore a temple sunken under the waves? It'll be flooded. Like, we'd need to be able to breathe underwater for a long time.
Claritas, do you know anybody who we can buy water breathing? Either I don't know if we have potions for it or rings. I think that would be our best course of
I'm
action.
sorry,
here.
can we get through this? We're only about a third of the way through the list.
Oh, yes, please.
Keep going.
Over here at the southern end of the Draken Range is where the vampire Cassandra is said to reside, near the Riverlands. The halflings there should know more. They've been robbed, abused. It sounds like they've been having a hard time. The vampire Cassandra is known to have, stolen some things from the halflings, including a hat of disguise, gloves of war, bracers of shocking. Just to quickly move on, there is a green dragon on the island of Nome, the Nomish nation of mighty engineers, that is said to have many magical item, wands, staves, scrolls, potions, seems to have collected a large amount of these charged and chargeable items. One of the more terrifying creatures in Arcadia is another green dragon, this one wingless but ancient, that exists within the overgrowth near Matava. No longer able to fly, she's confined to a small forest, but has been there for at least 1,100 years. The people who went to slay her, who managed to succeed in removing her wings but failed in killing her, were armed with robes of the Magi and an amulet of shield at the least. Possibly quite a lot more, but it really depends on who survived and made it to where. There could be the greatest mound of treasure with this dragon, but she's also perhaps one of the most fearsome.
I would assume that she's not known to trade or barter, correct?
No, a fearsome green beast. The overgrowth is her domain. No one has a friendly encounter with her.
By the time we go to slay Scoria, we'll have already rid Arcadia of the most fearsome dragons that exist here.
I hope so. There is a blue dragon that resides on one of the upper reaches of the Draken Range as well. Observers have seen her battle with Scoria from time to time, and despite Scoria being larger, being older, being stronger, this blue dragon, known as Sky, manages to survive encounter after encounter with Scoria. We believe she is in possession of a ring of protection from fire at the least. Possibly other anti-fire enchantments or charms. But if she can survive an encounter with Scoria, she will have something we need.
And I'm guessing blue dragons aren't the ones to barter either. It seems to me that metallic dragons are probably the only good ones.
Correct. And last but not least is the tomb of Rohana herself, which we have learned is in the Wakasha Bluffs. There are some clues along this path, but still a difficult thing to discern.
Where is the Wakasha Bluffs?
Left side, I think.
in a Kuba.
Seems like the left side is the place to go.
Oh, well, there's one other spot. I don't know if this will be useful, but there is a brass dragon that lives on the north of the Draken Range. We know nothing about his equipment or gear or anything about him in particular. He seems to be a bit of a isolationist who kidnaps travelers from time to time just to ask them questions and then lets them go. He surely must have a hoard of some kind, but we know not what is in it. But as a metallic dragon, he may be willing to help in some form or fashion. And if we could persuade the elves, they have cloaks of protection, cloaks of elven kind and boots of elven kind, which may be useful, maybe not be useful. And I have no idea how we could persuade an elf to give us such things, but they might.
Do the elves not want Scoria dead as well?
They certainly do.
Probably wouldn't trust us to do it, I suppose.
They do have trust issues with humans.
Makes sense. I don't trust them much either.
I've never met an elf.
Yeah, no, me neither, actually.
Well,
Okay. That's what I have for you now, but I'll inevitably have more as you decide on more.
Okay, so we've got Angus Hereford's tomb, Vlad Ormore's tomb, about 4 different dragons, a sunken temple. That's it, right? So we've got a bunch of tombs.
And a vampire.
And a vampire.
And
I don't think we're
possible
quite at
raid
the
in
level
Eridon.
where we're ready to be bartering with or fighting with dragons.
Agreed.
I like the idea of looting the tomb of Vladimir or whatever that one guy's name was.
2 really powerful items.
Yeah, and it's a tomb. We don't anticipate it being defended by anything. It feels like the most reasonable course of action rather than attempting.
We could also hit the tomb of Rohana after that.
Yeah,
it's kind of right there.
No, you're talking about the Vlad Ormore, which is in the Draken Wastes, I think.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the one in the Draken Wastes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about the fallen temple on the left side that had.
I think we're gonna have to level up a bit more until we
Do you
can
think-
cast like water breathing spells and stuff.
Wait, yeah,
And
we can't.
Also,
we can't go into the water.
if we-
Yeah.
Well, I
if
was
we've
going to
all
have
got rings of free action.
yeah.
If we've all got rings of free action, then we can walk underwater, no problem. So why don't we try and gather rings of free action for everyone,
Yeah, that makes sense. We can do that.
and then look into a water breathing spell to go down there.
Sure.
So there is a ring of free action in this Vlad Ormore's place, so it might be a good place to
And then
start.
these 2 were drag. Oh wait, one was
A vampire,
and
one
then
a dragon.
So I guess
Yeah.
someone will go up there. That sounds fine.
Well, my guess is that we might be able to run one of these max and then have an opportunity to go rob the guys from Mystria that are still pilfering items or whatever. So we should
I was
consider
going to
that.
that thing.
Yeah, because that sounds like a time-sensitive thing. We might have to do that now, actually, if we want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the timeline work out, Cletus? Do we have time to go to a tomb first, or if we were going to deal with the Mystrians, should we go right away?
He gives a shrug and looks to the queen, who steps forward and says, "My spies report they are still gathering things here in Eridon. They have been for the better part of 6 months, occasionally sending things back, but it's easier to protect these in their possession. Caravans sending them back to Mystria are more easily attackable. We have no idea how long they'll be there. It could be a day, they might be gone already, or they might be there another 6 months looting the countryside.
Once they leave, will you know about it?
Not immediately.
And how
But
long
we
is
have
the
spies
journey
out in
back?
that area that keep an eye on them. From time to time, we hear from them.
My point is, if we wait for the point that they've left, would we have any chance of making it there to intercept them before they get back to Mystria, or would we have to be there?
She shakes her
already?
head. No. By the time we get word that they are leaving, they will already have been gone.
Doesn't sound like it's worth it for us to wait around there. I think we could get better items to defeat Scoria, the real menace, than waiting around for them to leave.
While that's true, a lot of these items might be quite difficult for us to get, so these could be good intermediary items for us to obtain, to use to procure other items. Whether we use these for trade or just for getting other items, by virtue of what they provide us. And it also seems like these guys have already done a lot of work for us. If they've gathered, like 20 or 30 magical items, it'd be nice to just have that stash. And we also disempower mystery at the same time. Yeah?
It would be nice. I'm not denying it, but if you were a general sending back a shipment of magical items, how many men would you send? I'm sure that we've come on a little bit in our fighting since we started, but could we take on a whole platoon of mistrained soldiers?
Well, and we could ask Clortis, is this more of a secretive manner where they have a few strong and capable warriors, or is this a whole platoon of people?
It seemed like Clortis didn't even want us to do this.
The queen will say, there is a knight in charge of the operation. He has the support of a few mid-level casters and maybe a company of infantry. The infantry are nothing to be concerned about, just men-at-arms given spears. The knight and his support casters are the danger.
I mean, that seems like a good... I mean, these guys have gathered so many items for us. It's people, not dragons. It might be a bit tougher, but because it's also people, there are more opportunities for us to work some brain power. It's not like a tomb where we just have to kill our way through stuff or, figure out a puzzle. Like, there's people that could be bended and manipulated. I mean, I think it's...
I would prefer to go to the Draken West, but...
what do you think, Imric?
I just don't want to go there and then be waiting around for 6 months waiting for them to leave. But I do share your enthusiasm for dealing with men as opposed to...
What do you mean waiting for them
skeletons.
to leave?
Yeah, wait, what do you mean?
Wait for the caravan to leave so we can intercept it on the road. No, is that not what we're talking about?
No, we just attack them where they are, right?
They're not in a town. They are traveling from location to location in
I see.
a constant state.
We could even set up traps to lure them too, saying, we could spread a rumor in a town where we know they're headed towards, that perhaps there are magical items awaiting for them, or awaiting them in a tomb or something, and ambush them or something. I mean, I don't know, it feels like there's a lot we can play with there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, if we're not going to be waiting around, then I think that's a good idea. Might as well strike while we have the chance and claim these things, and rather than let them slip out of our grasp.
It sounded like these were all low-level items, correct? I just don't want to be going and doing another thing that's like pretty much for nothing.
It can't be like that. Like, it's not like they would be sending these people to get like magical +1 swords, right? Like, it's got to be
literally what Claire said.
There's bound to be something in there. They've looted all the tombs around Stromheim. It's the strongest city in the entire land, or at least it was at one point.
The queen speaks up again. Like our soldiers, they are here to gather whatever little pieces of pretty they can. Wealth, weapons, potions, scrolls, staves, rods, whatever it is that could prove of use to the kingdom, they are there to retrieve. We have no idea what they have. It could be complete crap, or it could be something good.
If they're mid-level,
this is a gamble.
If they're mid-level casters, is that anything for Imric? Like, can you like read spell books, or I don't know how that works for you?
Yeah, I can take his spell book if they've got a wizard.
They should have a wizard and a cleric.
I would rather, instead of a loot box, I would rather go to the tomb that you talked about earlier. Whatever you two choose, I'm willing to do, but I think it's just better to go for known items rather than a bunch of people who we don't know what they have.
Well, I'll say that we should go to the go and fight the Mistraians, and I'll leave it to our oldest brother to decide what we would do.
Sure.
Clortis, do you think it's reasonable to suspect that they might have some objects of utility to us, even if it's water-breathing amulets or something, to raid that underwater temple later?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what it is, but they'll have something. Or they'll have failed their country. Which is possible. I guess you could get there and they could be between shipments.
I think it's possible that as we do this, it seems our goal is also secondary to do some damage to mystery along the way. Perhaps this is just another small thorn in their side if we can pursue this. Yeah. What kind of Clarice, is it possible that if they had some of the information we have, that they could go after some of these things? So,
He
for instance,
and the queen exchange a intrigued look.
So, for instance, if
And
we
she
gave
says,
them
"Go on."
the location of a particularly well-guarded dungeon, perhaps a dragon, or I don't remember every creature, but one of these dungeons that are particularly well-guarded, is it possible that they might risk the dungeon, acquire some goods, and that we kill them or slay them on the way out? So we essentially get them to run one of these dungeons for us, run it through, pilfer any items of value, and then on the way out, we kill them as they're recovering. So we essentially get them to do one of these for us.
She nods. Yes. If you could set it up right, their job is to recover treasure. If you play, I'm sure there's a way to get them to bait them to do your work for you. But that would be on you to discover.
The only one though is the only one in Aridon is Hydroxys, right?
Well, or the Green Dragon, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that's I guess that's a Matava, but
Yeah.
I can't see them going to Matava. I can't see convincing a knight and a couple of wizards to go and kill a dragon.
There comes a
That's
quick
a good
pounding
idea.
on the door, and it opens a moment later. A knight pokes his head in and says, "Your Majesty, we have grave news from the front. Please, we need you now." And she will excuse herself and head out, leaving you with Clerdis.
I think having too many big idea plans gets in the way of time.
Well,
I think we're strong enough that we can do most of these dungeons quickly enough, quicker than any of them could.
First
just
of all,
don't wanna
hold
keep-
on. Firstly, we just did a huge big brain idea. The last
Yeah, that's what.
thing
Yes,
we
correct.
did, yeah, was when it was a,
Why I'm over it.
but it was incredibly successful.
Yes, but I want to go and like actually fight someone now, rather than just talking about things. I mean,
Why must we work if we can get someone else to do the work for us? These are literally walking pinatas emerging from a dungeon that not only we no longer have to clear, but now holding
which
all the
dungeon are
treasure.
they going to do?
What?
Which dungeon are they going to do over there?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out.
Yeah, that's
Even
the
if we
only
can
question is if one is.
Go. Even if we can convince them to go there, they got a platoon of soldiers with them. They're going to probably set up camp outside it while the wizards and the cleric and that go inside. Seems to be drawing attention to ourselves. I mean, I'm all up for ambushing them on the road or sneaking our way into their camp and killing them in the night or stealing their things from under their nose.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, so we could do it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we could do that then. Yeah, we'll just go and raid their camp then.
Camp raid in the east.
I guess, yeah.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Do we know where they're currently stationed?
Clerdis shakes his head. No, they wandered the countryside. Our last reports is that they were south of Stromheim, but that area is a wasteland. Aside from the towns of Longcast and Kneecap and maybe Limestone, everything south of Stromheim is ruined, completely ruined. So, there'll be the one group of people out there with a large camp and good numbers. It shouldn't be too hard to spot from a distance if you're careful, but it may take some time of scouring the countryside to find them.
All right.
I suppose we ought to set off.
What's the best way to travel there?
Well, the best way to travel is by boat. We can have someone set you in the Shelterwood. It's near no section of civilization. You'll have to travel across the Tether Wilds, and then take the North Road.
Can the demons come through that way?
Yes,
Is that
but
safe now?
probably not. The demons have gathered in the north. They've moved in the direction of Plainsview.
Okay. Well,
Sounds fine enough.
journey through the plains. Do we all speak Aridonian? Do we all remember that lesson in school?
I do.
I do.
I should then, right? Wait.
I think you got it for free.
You
Oh yeah, we
Unless
do.
you-
Yep, correct. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, and Mistran, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, it's even better then.
Can
Is
you
it
ping on the
fun?
map where these guys are again?
It's here.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Do we want to
Do,
hire? Do we want to hire guards just to escort us? Not necessarily to help us kill them, but like as we're moving into these lands. Is that fair? To have like 2 to 4, or
I don't know.
What's going to be your cover? If the children of the nephews of the queen are seen in Eridon, it'll certainly bring a certain level of surprise, and we wouldn't want our own people to be asking questions.
oh, okay, maybe.
What would
I
your
misunderstood.
cover-
I heard that or I guess I imagined you said like a lot of it was like destroyed and ruined, so past like just one town, nobody would know, right? But I guess they'd see us coming into.
But whoever you take from Drekis would know.
Oh, sure.
So you would need cause for your presence there.
Well, our ship captain would know as well.
True.
Isn't our ship captain going to be Zaz, and she's
No, that was for the
the
trip
now?
down.
Or that's the trip down? Okay.
Yeah.
But look, I think that if we're going to be fighting a wizard, a cleric, and a knight, and 100 men at arms, then whatever we'll come across in the Tether Wilds, you should be able to deal with.
Sure.
I'd hope.
Unless it's an elephant, something crazy like
Do we need to wait around and know what that was about? And I'll point at the queen, like, who left, like, the door.
He shrugs. I have no idea what it was about, but I assume progress on the war?
Does that happen
If it's
often?
news from... yes. But
Okay.
if it's news from the front, probably good news.
that. Didn't sound like good news, Classes, but
He sighs heavily, I know. This whole thing started because of the bad news from the front. I'm just hopeful.
don't worry, we're going to end this war one day.
All right, well, I guess we'll head out.
All right,
Excellent.
Clef, can you find us a ship? A trusted captain, perhaps? I'm not sure that I leave that up to us.
Ooh. I would rather not associate the crown too closely with your activities. I recommend leaving from Bontheris, though.
Okay, and perhaps we could travel into Bontheris in somewhat of a disguise. Have our carriages drop us off just outside the town, walk in as travelers, hire a ship.
What are we telling our carriages? Why are they dropping us off? Like, what are we going to tell them?
To maybe we're assisting in some sort of war.
Just a bit of
Fine.
travel. I don't think we really need to be that explicit, right? If we're just being escorted to like.
Well, they have stayed with us every other spot,
Well,
right?
but that's
Like,
when they've like traveled with us and stuff, right? They're not traveling with us over the boat.
Well,
No.
no, I don't think we want them to know we're going over the boat. I think they want to.
Yeah, we could just tell them we're catching a ship,
Oh, sure, I guess that's fine.
and we're hoping to live outside of the trappings of nobility, so we don't want to be seen traveling through the town in a carriage, so can they drop us off outside?
Sure.
Perfect. Perfect.
I ESP Classes. Does he seem confident? Does he actually seem? Is he annoyed that we're doing it?
ESP cleared us.
Yeah. Oh no, you said it's obvious, right? If I'm casting it. Because it's with the I've got an amulet.
Right, it's an amulet, so I think you have to like grasp it and gaze upon the
And
person.
I guess he knows what it is as well, so
Yeah.
okay, I'll probably not do that. Okay, fair enough. All right, let's gather our belongings. Should we take all of the scrolls and potions and candles with us, or?
I think we just take what we normally take on these missions. I wouldn't take them all.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe there's something in particular that might be of use in dealing with a large group of men, or... I mean, I'm kind of tempted to cast invisibility on Tyrael and have him do some recon on the camp, perhaps even just kill them and just pick off the cleric and the wizard in the night.
That's fine, yeah.
Is there a different way in 2E that you do like sleeping attacks? Can you insta-kill people or something? Or
Yeah.
If they are sleeping or held and you're not in like a stressful situation, you can just kill them. You can just, and you have a weapon, of course.
Yeah.
You know, drive a dagger through their temple.
Very nice. Nothing those Mistrain bastards don't deserve.
Okay, I'm going to start grabbing some candles and putting them on my sheet, I guess.
All right.
Or I guess...
Well,
in the-
as the party gears up, why don't we take our first break? And when we come back, the party will be geared. We'll set out for Bontheris, across the sea, and to Eridon.
Sounds good. We'll be back.
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. Our party is ready to adventure. Yeah?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. You've already decided what gear you're taking with you?
Think
So don't
so.
need to worry about that.
Should be on our character sheets at this point, yeah.
Great. All right, well, you can set off in a overcast and rainy August day. We will be leaving on the 15th of August.
Sounds about right. 4 days after we got back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And if there's nothing you guys want to do, then it's just a one,
How long is the trip?
2, 3. It'll be 4 days to Bontheris.
Let's think before we leave, because if there is a certain alibi that we want, or if there are certain preparations we need made, let's think of a plan. What are we planning on doing?
I think we're planning on arriving in the shelter wood, and going and either attacking them in the night or thieving from them. We probably need a reason to be going to the shelter wood, whether it be real or not.
We could just say that we're travelers looking to make some wealth in Eridon.
I'm not really so much
That
concerned
would-
about that. What I'm thinking is, like, what is our plan for actually dealing with the troops? Because this is going to be the
All right,
first
so
day,
I
right?
think we scout them out first, right? We wait for the evening. I'll cast invisibility on you. You, at the very least, can sneak in and do recon. Maybe find out where the commander's sleeping, like the wizard and the cleric. If they're sleeping on their own and you can sneak in and, like, murder one or both of them in the night, then that's going to make assaulting their camp the next night or something like that a lot easier.
Even theoretically, 2 of us can go in, because I can always nap Nick. So we have 2 invisibility spells a day. I could go in, you kill the wizard, I kill the cleric. And then we would have to escape out. But that's currently the plan, is to get over there, invisibility, check out what the fuck's going on, and then make a more, I guess, hard-headed plan.
Yeah, I think we need to know what the situation is first. And traveling through the Tether Wilds to get there and finding them is probably going to be...
We could capture someone. We have a truth candles, which could be very useful. But yeah, I think traveling through the Tether Wilds is like first step.
Would we understand that, like, the foot soldiers traveling with these guys? How many did we say there were? We didn't say 100, right?
The whole entourage is a company, so around 100.
Oh, okay,
like
around
maxing out around 100.
Those low-level soldiers, we would assume, are like fighter level 1 to 2 or something, right? Like,
0 with level fighters.
0,
1d8
yeah.
hit points plus 0 to hit.
Okay. So these guys are irrelevant. When we say mid-level caster, is that like level 2 to 4 or 3 to 4 or
3 to 6.
3 to 6? Okay. And then the lead knight guy is probably level like 5 plus or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he's in charge, at least level 5.
So he's going to be pretty tough in a fight. Like, I think if we had to fight the wizard, the cleric, and the fighter 3-on-3, we'd probably struggle.
Would it be understood that I imagine they're taking precautions? If they're traveling like this, they're probably not going to be able to be snuck up upon in a tent and have their throat slit. I'm sure there's some kind of charm or enchantment or glyph or something that would protect the tent from being entered like that, right?
I personally wouldn't think so.
You don't?
We've only ever seen charms on literally like the prince's castle, and even then there were still ways in that weren't protected because they cost too much.
Okay.
For like invisibility. So I can't imagine them having like they might have like a glyph of protection if the a glyph of warding, I guess, if the cleric is level 5, because they can cast it at night.
They
But
might have an alarm spell on the camp.
they could have an alarm, yeah.
Set off like an alarm if anyone was to break it.
How does killing someone in their sleep work? So like, I would imagine that in real life, if 3 people were sleeping in a room, I think I could probably kill all 3 with a knife very quickly, and I'm untrained with a knife. In D&D, is it working similarly, or is it like some a round or something to kill someone in their sleep, or how do we do this?
There will be some sort of check made to see if when you kill someone, if they react, if they struggle, if they scream, if you're driving a dagger into someone's head or throat, there might be a moment where they wake up and make some noise. And so the factor will be, can you kill them without them making noise? Or if they make some noise, will the other people notice? And if no one notices, then you can just go person to person. And who cares how long it takes?
Yeah, but you're a rogue. I feel like you're going to be able to do that. You put a hand over their mouth, cut their throat, or just like dagger right through the temple. Like, you're not going to make too much noise.
Okay. In that case, I feel like what we could literally do is just invis the rat and send him in as a scout first then. See if we set off any alarms, see if he can walk into the room and get out. And then if he can, I imagine a person should be able to, yeah?
Yeah, I've taught the rat to count, and then I'll remember the other shit.
Okay, hopefully the rat does, huh?
Yeah, he should.
All right, let's... I mean, it sounds like a plan. I think it's going to take a little bit of effort to make the trek there and to find the camp in the first place, so let's not overplan for something that might prove to be,
Yeah.
you know, a different situation when we get there. We also have a flesh to stone scroll, which, in a real bad situation, could be used to just insta-gip someone.
Oh, that would petrify an enemy, right?
Yeah. So, like on the night or something like that, chances are you probably fail the save.
How do we? How long does the scroll take to activate? To read it from start to finish?
I think it's like a round. It's like a 3 speed. You know, so like initiative +3.
Okay, so just like 6 seconds then, or is it 10 seconds in 2e?
A minute.
1 minute is a round.
1 minute is a whole round. Okay. Oh, not a, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neil, so we've got some downtime while we're here, right? And the boat journey's going to be a little while. Remind me again, when I took the stat damage from reading from that spell book, how long did it take to recover? Just like a couple of days, like 1 point per day or something like that. Just trying to work out if I could do some reading in the 4 days that we're in Wick from Renta.
So I've taught my mouse 2 things. It's count and to fetch. I'm going to teach him for the third one to scout. So what it's like to like go around and like, I mean, I guess like look at things.
Sure. Give me...
Yeah, take your time, take your time.
So covers healing rate. Oh, okay. So you're talking about the lost HP or the lost strength?
Both.
The HP recovers normally. The strength recovers in a matter of minutes to hours.
So the HP I can recover with cleric spells.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. And the strength will come back like the next day. I'll be back to normal.
Yes.
All right. Well, I will do some more reading then. Got 4 days. I'll need spells for the road, and I didn't have read magic the day I came in, so I think I can do 2 days of read so I can cast 4 read magic spells. Go through the book.
Okay.
Let me know what spells
and do you
that
remember? Okay, I've got a list of spells.
The last one I saw was Hold Portal. It was
Hold
Cut,
Portal. Okay.
Cut, Gallop, Sting, Affect Normal Fires, Charm Person, Dancing Lights, Erase, Hold Portal.
Okay, and how many more pages are you going to read?
4 read magic spells, and
How many pages is that?
I'm level 3 caster, so
12 more pages? That's 1 page per level, right? Or is it 2 pages per level?
there might be 2 pages per level. I'm just checking. It's 2 rounds per level, so yeah, it would be 6 rounds per spell.
So you want
So 24 rounds worth of
24 rounds?
yeah. Obviously, I'll stop if I'm on 1 HP.
Sure. Well, you're going to take 24 damage.
Yeah, so that will kill me then. So I'll do 14 rounds then, I guess. Oh no, but I can get healed in between, right?
Sure, but we should kind of take this as we go because, we don't want you to be like, I'll just get healed in between, and then there's like an ambush on the road, and you're like at 0 HP fighting.
Well, we're in town for 4 days, so I'm doing 2 days in the middle. So I think the first day I'll do 12 pages, then get healed. And the next day I'll do another 12 pages and get healed.
So the next 12 that you come across are going to be Identify, Magic Missile.
Okay.
Let me know when you've got these down.
Yeah.
Protection from Evil.
Okay.
Read Magic. Spider Climb. Audible Glamour. ESP. Fool's Gold. Locate Object. Magic Mouth. Mirror Image is 11, and 12 is Rope Trick.
Okay. And can I get some healing spells then tonight, Anton? I'm down 12 HP.
Yeah. How many do you need? I'll just.
Yeah.
Can I just say heal him to full? Or do you want me to keep
Just roll some dice. Make sure you can actually do it.
2d10 plus 1.
Don't fuck up. It's hard.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Well, I just gotta see which spells I gotta do. Okay, here are 3d8.
There you go, it's
11, and then 1d8. Is it? What is Cure Moderate
Plus
again?
1 for moderate.
1d10 plus 1. There you go.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'll have another 12 now.
Another 12 the next day?
Yeah, I'll stop if I get to level 3 spells.
Sure. Wizard Lock. And did you say you wanted to stop at the beginning of 3rd level or end of 3rd level?
No, I'll stop at the end of 2nd level, yeah.
Okay, because then the next spell you get is Clairaudience, which I think is a 3rd level spell.
Okay, so there's only 3 level 2 spells, right?
Audible Glamour, ESP, Fool's Gold, Locate Object, Magic Mouth, Mirror Image, Rope Trick, Wizard Lock. That's 8.
Okay, they're all level 2, are they? Okay, sorry. Okay, that'll do them. And
All right,
then,
did you want to try and learn any of these spells?
Yeah, on the journey. I will.
On the boat?
Once we get on the boat, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be teaching my rat to scout.
Excellent. And your scout is going to be defined as just like go and look and come back?
Yeah, like go. So I'm gonna teach him like to go and like look through things, and then I'm gonna try and, I guess, after put the skills together. I feel like the rat should be able to put together because he knows how to count things, he knows how to get things, like fetch things, and then this will be like to know how to scout things. So scouting will be going like physically and walking around, and then he'll have to put together like the counting. So he's going to count the number of like people there are, and I can talk with animals, so I should be able to like convey that.
Okay.
This is
And
okay.
how
Oh, God.
far have we determined he can count?
We haven't. I haven't. I think you just said he can count now or whatever because I taught him last week.
Right. So he's going to have rat level counting, but
Okay,
you'll get some useful information. Sure.
that's fine.
What were we going to say?
I'm sorry, okay. I just have lots of random questions, okay? It's 2E, all right? Hey, have you seen a movie Ocean's 11?
Mm-hmm.
If I know a particular wall that I'm going to climb, is it possible to create a replica and practice climbing it and get an advantage on the check in the future, or no?
Ooh. I mean, if you can make a good enough replica, absolutely.
Ooh, okay. That's interesting.
But it's going to depend on the quality of the replica, right?
Of course. But if it's like a well-known structure in a well-known city and I can get like a talented artisan or something, but yeah, just good information to have. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then also, I'm sorry, just for climbing, if you're making a check on something, I think we've generally accepted that you need a level to do another check if you fail it, right? If I check like for a wall climb and I fail, I need to level up if I can do that same wall check again, right?
You need to change your wall climb check appreciably. Yeah, so you need to like level up and put something into that wall climb.
Mm-hmm. If does that if there's like four, let's say like a normal castle has like 4 walls surrounding it. If I try to climb one, does that check work for all 4? So like if I move to another wall and try to climb it, or
If the walls are all similarly maintained, then yeah.
okay, gotcha. Okay,
If it's a big enough castle with like long enough walls, then there's probably going to be areas that are different and that you could try different sections of.
okay, I understand. And then I think I've read in the 2e manual, and I might have heard you reference grappling hooks. Do those exist in this world, or
Absolutely.
is that like an easy thing to just ask for, or are these like?
Oh yeah, you can buy a grappling hook at any nearby store.
How does a grappling hook help me with my climb?
So it'll be like a metal shaft with some 3 hooks coming off of it. That you would attach a rope to, and when you toss it, in theory, the grappling hook will get stuck on something that you have a rope to pull against, and then you can climb up the wall.
Yeah, I know how it works. I'm sorry. What I'm asking is like, would I get
Okay.
advantage on a roll or +4 or whatever? That's what I'm. Sorry.
Usually having a rope in a wall is a plus 40% to your climb check if it's just like a sheer wall with a rope.
Okay, and then in 2e, are you capped at 95% to make it?
Yes.
Okay. Can I buy that? I don't know why I would never have a grappling hook then. It seems like
Yeah, totally.
unless. Is there like an appreciable amount of noise made by these things? Like if you use it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's like you're chucking a piece of metal against something, so it's going to clang and clatter when it hits.
Okay, gotcha.
Totally.
What is the weight of a grappling hook?
4 pounds, and it costs 800 copper. 8 gold.
4 pounds.
So-
800, gotcha.
We all need to have bedrolls on our sheet, because we're about to go into, I guess, like the wild. So you might want to add the 5-pound bedroll.
Yep. Got that.
True.
Probably gonna need some rations unless you're planning on using one of my spells, level 2 spells every day, which we could do.
I think rations are so fucking heavy. I think we kind of have to do that, right?
Yeah.
Very.
That's fine. Yeah, we're gonna need to find the berries, which shouldn't be a problem. But if we can't find berries, we may go a day without food.
Which
Should be able to
gets us,
find
like,
them.
Exhausted or some dumb shit, right?
I think 1 day is fine. I think if you do it multiple days, I think that's when the penalties start stacking. But I think 1 day is okay.
That's not clearly delineated in second edition, so it'll be context dependent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can
So yeah, good berries should be fine.
Okay.
As long as you've got water, you should be able to go a few days without food without too many problems.
Yeah, sounds good.
That should be fine.
Excellent.
Do we feel like
Okay.
we're ready for this? We're all good to go? We have everything we need?
I'm so ready.
Yeah, we probably. Do you all have rope, or am I the only one who carries rope? I have. I have. Okay. I have 80 feet of silken rope.
Okay.
All right. Yes, I do have some spells I want to learn Neil on the way. So when we get to the boat, we can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, I should be good.
Nick, what spells did you want to learn?
Well, I'm going to do it when we get to the boat, but I want to learn spider climb, locate object, mirror image, and rope trick.
You'll learn 2 of those.
Probably not.
Chat Abathir for him.
Let's do the journey from Withdrawn Rented to Bon Theris. No encounters. No encounters. All right, so your first 4 days of travel to Bon Theris run smoothly. It rains for the first 2 days, then the clouds clear, the sun comes out. Finish your journey. What were you gonna say?
Are there telescopes or little eye things to find people?
I've got a
They're
spider.
expensive.
I've got one.
You've got okay.
Yeah.
Because we're
They're very expensive.
I don't know how anal we're gonna be about this, but like it's a fairly wide area, and it's entirely possible we could spend weeks running around this area and not find them. Right?
Can we all just buy a spyglass? Can I just have one
Well, do
to
we-
have one?
need one or?
Yeah, they cost 1,000 gold.
Oh,
I mean, one is probably enough, right? The lenses, I think, are difficult to make.
how the fuck did you get a spyglass?
Can I
if
beat
they
up
had
Emmerich and
1,000
take a
gold?
spyglass? I'm selling that
Holy
shit.
shit!
You
Sorry.
wish.
It's 500 gold.
That's still
It's a bargain.
Off, but
more
yeah,
expensive than some magical items.
Right, it's like 2
it's hard to get the glass to make it like that.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 people who can like grind a lens properly. They both live in the capital. So
Should we buy another just in case that one breaks?
I don't think we need another. Be
Alright.
fine.
No, we're
Let's not flaunt our wealth.
the
just
great
part of what
McGarry power. Yeah.
Just swimming in spyglasses.
And I have mithril armor.
Wait, do you?
Well, I have a mithril shield, yeah.
Oh yeah, losing.
Mithril alloy.
Mithril alloy.
All right, calm down there.
Yeah. Okay, let's slow down. My mithril tower shield and my. Yeah, okay, dude, slow down.
Okay.
We want to
so
hire the hottest captain.
We pull our hoods
Oh,
over our
yes,
heads,
yes.
right, and leave our carriage at the edge of town.
God,
Yeah,
dude, how
I'm
sick would it be? This is like every shitty like escort quest NPC game. If we could get Zaz to like come with us on one of these and just leave her in battle, she can never die because she's got plot armor for her future adventures that have already happened.
Yeah. Send her against one of the
Holy
dragons.
shit.
Like, it's a different pirate named Zaz.
I would like to activate the wish scroll and just wish for Zaz and Scoria to fight. For the whole kingdom to witness the battle. Okay.
Okay. Settle down.
We have to get Zaz to come with us. We have to befriend her, get her to join our party, and then see what he does.
This isn't the Zaz. We're not doing Zaz now, though.
Oh, no, not right now, no.
Yeah.
We're doing
Okay.
it later.
Oh, all right.
So, I
you
disembark
get to
the
Bon
carriage.
Ferris. You
Yeah.
leave the carriage outside of town. You tell them you're going to take a boat trip. Are they supposed to wait for you in Bon Ferris? Or are they going to head back to the capital and you'll find your own way back?
I think
We
that
can
What would
just-
be normal?
We can come back and send for them, right?
yeah.
Whatever you want.
Let them go back to their wives and children.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't pay them to sit around. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
No
So-
money for you. I pull my hood over my head and say, "All right, lay low. It's time to live the life of a peasant."
I have my hood over my head already.
Sure.
All right. You enter into Bon Ferris, a lovely little seaside town.
Do they want our weapons?
You're nobles. Oh, you are not nobles. You're pretending to be regular people walking into town, right?
Correct.
I guess you're at a time of war. You're showing up in armor and weapons, right? So the first thing the guard will ask you as you approach the gate is, what are you doing here?
Hold
We're,
on, wait, I'm
looking-
sorry. Can we? Why are we hiding? Just going to the town?
Because we need to get a boat, not as the McGarry family going to the fucking Tetherwild, right?
Is it?
But
Yeah,
does
we
that
can
mean
always-
you need to sneak into the city.
Yeah,
As
we
the
we don't
McGarrys?
No, we.
can just walk the fuck in. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
It's
McGarrys
I,
can walk into the city.
Imric
with your
McGarry,
weapon.
let me into your city.
Of course, my lord. Of course.
Thank
They recognize your accent, your mannerisms, the haughty look in your eyes, and he instantly knows that he is beneath you, and
Correct.
sweeps you into
True.
the city.
If he doesn't
Awesome.
realize it, we can flex our Rolex spyglass just to show him how wealthy we are.
Got another 5 of these back home. Feed your entire family for a generation.
All right. You make it in the city. You head down to the docks, and you look for a boat. What are you looking for? In
A
terms
mighty
of,
vessel.
you want like the coolest, most attractive vessel possible?
No, I think we just want a boat that's small enough just so it only carries us, right? We don't want anyone else on there that's
I don't think
potentially
anybody else will
what
be
we're
coming
doing.
over here, but yeah, correct.
So I
We
think
want
it
a
is
private
just-
voyage. I don't know if we want a
If we
small.
go-
but we definitely
We're going to the what's the name of this place? Pronounce this again for me.
shelter.
Shelter. Can you ping this on the map for me so I can see where exactly?
Throwing it over here.
Drawing it over there.
Right side. Yeah.
Is this part of like Mystery and Land?
No, it's
This is
Eric.
Aerodrome.
Oh, okay.
Aragon. The line is demarcated right there.
It
Although,
should be
as we
abandoned.
discussed earlier, there's like a big scary dragon here, and there's a whole bunch of giants here, so the whole zone is sort of like a goes.
Yeah, we don't go over there, but all of this shit should be empty or filled with demons, except for like random scouting parties.
I mean, there might be monsters and stuff, you know. But
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to fight Scoria or this dragon's fucking babies.
yeah,
over
some
here.
giant spiders.
Yeah, should be. It's fine. So we basically want a ship, just chartered for us, and yeah, I will be looking for like a cooler ship. You know, something that catches my eye. Maybe a sea captain who I think is, you know, someone who's got some rough and tumble, who knows what he's doing, who isn't just transporting cargo usually.
Okay. Yeah. So you look around for a rough and tumble ship captain who knows their shit, someone with experience. Yeah.
Should be able to ask the dockmaster or whatever.
Well, you can sort of visually take a look at the ships and see who comes and goes for them. Maybe spending a couple of hours near the dock, sipping some coffee
Sipping a
or whatever.
pint.
Yeah, whatever it is that you guys drink, watching the comings and goings. When you see a small-ish ship, it's got room for maybe 15 people, and you count a crew of like 8 plus the captain coming off of it. They are unloading other passengers right now, and then they unload some cargo, put it into some wagons, shake some hands, money exchanges between a couple of people. They start to pull off, and after doing a final head count and final search of the ship to make sure there's no one, sneaking on it, they leave 2 folks behind to keep an eye on the ship, and the remaining 7 folks begin to head over to a tavern, joyously joking and bantering back and forth. And this captain in charge looks like it to be an older woman, like a woman in her 70s or so. Silver gray hair, weathered face, hella wrinkled and tanned. Her lips are chapped, her face is slightly burned. She wears light clothing with a saber at her side. Her crew also carries small weapons, daggers, hand axes, that sort of thing. All tools, but also great defensive armor.
I point them out. They look perfect, Emmerich.
They look good to me. That tavern over there looks a little bit dodgy, but I'm not one to turn my nose up when it comes to drinking, so... Should we
We'll
go
meet them, I guess.
All right, try to hide your accents. We all sound rather well-to-do for this side of town.
I know how to talk to pirates. I've seen a few in the church.
I've read stories of them.
Some would come and ask for forgiveness. Leave it to me. I'll handle this.
Okay.
We'll go to the tavern, and I'll...
A great fire on a ship.
It's called the Dog Brown, and you can head on in. And this place is lively. There is a piano or a predecessor piano set up against a corner, being played on quite heavily. There is singing and people being drunk off their asses all over the place. It is a messy sort of tavern.
How many were there? There were 7, you said? 7 who went inside the tavern?
Mm-hmm. Including the captain.
I'll go up to the bar and I'll order 8 drinks. And I'll hobble them all together. And I'm going to take them over there, place them on the table, and say, "Aye, we be looking for a ship captain."
They look up at you and give me your very best charisma check.
Don't fuck this up.
Any advantages because I have brought them drinks or anything like that?
This is just your first impressions.
18.
That's got to be
Alright.
worth it. +3 for some drinks.
So you show up. What was it? We're looking for a ship captain?
Yeah, we're looking for a ship captain.
All right. Doing your best to hide your accent. The skilled ship captain who has been dealing with people her whole life seems to pick up that you're using a fake accent or something. She notices there's an oddity to your voice. Gives her head a cock to the side. Graciously takes one of the drinks, sets it down in front of her, and says, "And what might you be needing a ship captain for, huh?"
We need, I'm still hiding my accent, we need passage to the Shelter Woods. Private charter, of course.
Despite its name, that's not a very safe place. The water between here and there is dangerous. Haven't you heard that the Drakissian fleet sank on its way past the Shelterwood?
I'm sure someone of your
Droid.
standard knows how to get past those types. You've been sailing for a long time, it looks like.
I've managed to stay alive. And what might you be doing in the Shelterwood?
We be going there to hunt.
Who's we?
I point at my other 2 brothers and say, privately chartered, of course, and well worth your time.
Well, a normal voyage of that distance, privately chartered, of course, would cost in the ballpark of 100 gold pieces.
I immediately
But
scoffed. I'm like, fine. Yes, 100 gold is fine.
But it's a dangerous area right around now. Matavan pirates on the high seas taking any boat that comes by.
My noble attitude comes out, and I say, "Fine, 200 gold. Does that work for you?"
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Tomorrow then. Would that work?
We'll need 1 day to resupply. 2 days from today. Day after tomorrow.
Okay.
What's your name? She says, sticking out a hand to you.
I put my hand out. Name is Anton.
Anton, huh? Nice to meet you.
And yours?
You can call me Clammy.
All right, Captain Clammy. And I'll go back. I'll use my accent as well. Found us a ship pirate.
Yar.
Yar.
Ship captain. Yar, maybe.
You have the face of a pirate. I don't know if you quite have the voice for one, little brother.
Good job. Good job, Anton. Nice work.
Yeah. I will take 200 gold off of our thing. I'm going to pay them when we get to the ship ready to go, but not right now.
When are we leaving?
Day after tomorrow.
We got plans in town, or you guys gonna be just relaxing before we head out on the seas?
I'm still teaching my rat to scout. If you want me to show you around right now.
I mean, the rat's cool and everything, but I kind of liked you more when you used to hang out and drink with us instead of just talking to that rat all day.
He can count now.
I mean, yeah. Cool.
Don't you feel like you need more people friends? You ever worry that it's a little unhealthy to be talking to a rat all day?
Well, I talked to you and you have a rat face. So, I've heard a few women in town call you a rat fuck, actually.
If any one of us
heard.
here was fucking a rat, Anton, I think you'd be the highest candidate on that list.
Oh, by a mile, yeah.
Just because I enjoy their species doesn't mean I want to fuck their species.
Yeah, well maybe.
Do you want to see him count or not?
Yeah, show me him count. I look down at the little rat. I get down on my knees. Hey, little rat. So how do I know what number he's counting to?
Okay, I'm gonna explain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast a Speak with Animals on him.
Wait, I stop him. Maybe not in here.
I look around at the tavern.
There's
These
drunks
don't look
all
like
over the
people.
place. Big-titted barmaids hanging around, drinks being sloshed, people passing out. There's like a scuffle that's been put out on one side, but there's a guy with a bloody face, like dabbing it with a moist bar rag.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, on second thoughts, go
I'll
ahead.
put him on our little table. I'll speak with animals. I'll tell him, hey, we're gonna do the counting trick, and I'm gonna go like this to him, give him 5 fingers, and the way I've taught him to count is he takes his right paw and he'll stamp it on the table. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So can we ask him questions?
Yeah, put up any number up to 10 on your both hands. He should be able to do it.
What if I ask him to count something else?
Well, I can point at things. I'm teaching him to scout, so he might be able to do these.
What?
We'd probably need to do it in a crowded area.
What was his name again?
Timmy's.
Timmy's. I get down
Tenny.
on a crouch. Oh, Timmy's?
Tenny's.
Tenny's. Okay.
With an N instead of an M.
Gotcha. I pet the rat a few times, and I whisper into his ear, but in a loud way, and I point to Anton. Tenny's, how many times has this man abused you?
He can't understand you.
Oh,
Very funny, though.
I see. So, very clever. You're the only one that can communicate with this little rat, brother.
Yeah, well, maybe if you learn how to speak with animals, you'll be able to talk to Tenny's. He tells me the greatest wonders.
Does he really? I mean, I seem to prefer the company of people, but...
He's found a few dead bodies under a few taverns. All you have to do, he goes into these little holes,
Yeah?
and he goes down below the foundation, and there are bones down there, he tells me. Insane.
Willing to bet in a skanky establishment like this, we'll probably find a great number of troubling things if we search beneath the floorboards.
Probably. There might actually even be like a ring or something that's been following the floorboards. Let me touch...
I doubt someone loses a magic ring and just forgets about it. But,
Probably not. There's a lot of drunks in here.
yeah, one too few for my liking. And I stand up and head to the bar.
I'll tell Tennies if he wants to go scout around and see if he can find a ring on the floor. I've taught him how to fetch, so I'll show him kind of my ring. I've taught him to scout. I've taught him to fetch things that look like it. I think this should work. I'll see if he can do it. This is like limit testing the rat, I guess.
Okay. So you tell the rat to go and bring back a ring from the floor.
From the floor, correct. That is the goal, yes.
All right. The rat scurries off. And a moment later, on the other side of the bar, you hear the high squealed pitch of a lady's voice screaming, "Ah! Rat!" Followed by the thud of random drunken sailors throwing things at the rat.
I run and grab. I try to fucking get my rat and get out.
Yeah, the rat is clearly under attack. He realizes it and starts scurrying back to you. You intercept the rat partway, pick it up. One of the sailors comes by looking on the ground for you and looks up at you, not noticing what you have in your hands. Goes, "There's a rat around here. You see it?" Wielding a meat cleaver in one hand, sausage juice still running down the side.
I'll have him and I'll go, "A rat where?" And I'll immediately turn around and like act like I'm going.
He ignores you and just keeps looking for the rat.
And I'm gonna head out.
Yeah.
I turn around.
He
to the
didn't
bar
find a
with 3
ring,
pints.
unfortunately.
Not yet.
I walk back to the table. What was that? People screaming about a rat over there. Is that your doing? I put the drinks down on the table.
Well, you see, he taught the rat to scare, I guess, oversensitive women at taverns. So, congratulations, brother. What a amazing
You
trick.
think in an establishment like this they'd be used to rats running around, but guess not.
I'm not surprised you were able to teach it that, Anton. A lot of experience in that regard.
Hold on, Anton.
Here's one right now.
Nope. What were you saying?
I'm not surprised that you were able to teach it to scare women.
Well, if I had to teach it that, I'd probably just send you in. You usually scare them off pretty easily, eh?
Yeah, they only usually get scared when I'm gone in the morning. Yeah, have a drink. Hand you a pint.
I'll drink it.
Give one to Tyrael. All right, I held them up to our journey to foreign lands and great adventure and some dead restraints. I'll make a cheers.
Yeah, I'll tap
No
as
one.
well.
Ah.
Yeah, first to born, hopefully not first to die among us. Good luck once we cross the sea.
I'll tap as well.
All right.
All right. The drinks are exchanged. You guys can hang out and chat and pass 2 more days when you can meet Clammy over at the Shellfish Slurp.
I'm taking 200 gold off the party sheet. Okay.
You guys can arrive at the boat. Tammy will be there with her crew. Some of them rubbing off headaches. But she's a wise woman. She's sober enough to meet with you. And shakes each of your hands as you approach the boat, saying, "I'm Clammy. Welcome to my ship." So, boys. Am I to understand that we're dropping you off at the Shelterwood, and that's the extent of our duties?
Aye, that be what we want.
Splendid, matey. Well then, come aboard the Shellfish Slurp, and we'll get you where you need to go.
After we get aboard and get in our away from her, I'll ask, maybe do we need them to charter us back, or are we just gonna find our own way back later?
We don't know how long we'll be there. Yeah.
Don't want them to wait. Yeah.
Have to find
I mean, I
another way.
imagine there's got to be ways back from there, right? Like,
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do we have private room, Neil, or not?
Yes.
One
this is
each,
a-
or between like one room for the 3 of us?
So they have 2 large crew quarters for guests. So each of you could take one of these, but you're still going to sort of like just have a hammock to yourself. And then the third person could sleep in the hold, or 2 people could share a room, which is each of these rooms are designed for like 12 people to be packed in, kind of like sardines.
Yeah, I mean, we can just do 2 in 1. It's fine.
It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right,
You'll
I
have
am
lots of
going
space,
to.
But
Or wait, all
I'm
3
gonna
in one,
distract
right?
myself.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
you can do
fine.
all
as
3 in
well.
one, whatever you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Once we get on the boat, I'm going to start pretty quickly going to learn spells. I'm hoping to just like pass the time that we're here.
Okay. She says you'll have about 5 days to get there. She's going to take a nice long route around Matava. Doesn't want to get too damn close to that place.
Yeah.
And if the weather is good and you're not being rocked too heavily, you should be able to learn spells. So let's
All right.
do some quick weather rolls and make sure that you don't hit a storm or something along your way. But tell me ahead of time which spells you think you'll learn.
All right. Well, mirror image first, and then spider climb.
Godspeed.
Thank you.
All right, so the first 2 days at least are really nice, and you're trying to learn mirror image in this time,
Yes.
and that takes what 2d2 days.
Yes.
So roll me the 2d2. How long it'll take you?
Oh, you don't want me to roll a D100 first? Okay.
Well, the order doesn't matter, but
3 days.
so it'll take you 3 days, and give me your d100.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So the first 2 days do go well. No problems whatsoever. But on the third day, when you're out here in the deep water, you are hit by swells from a storm, maybe 100 miles off or so. But the swells are devastating to your ship. You're getting rocked back and forth. And you spend the next 2 days just sort of like in this agony of a ship rocking this way and that way. And you're trying to go like into the storm a little bit, but it gets in the way of your reading. So on the last 2 days, it actually takes 6 days because of the storm instead of 5. The last 2 days, you'll be able to finish off spell learning.
Okay. So, wait, does that leave me with one more day or not?
2 days.
So it leaves you with 1 day, but
Yeah,
one
one
day is
day.
not enough to learn a spell.
Enough to learn a level 1 spell, maybe.
Maybe, or you might be partway into learning it when you land on the shelter wood. Your call.
Yeah.
Try.
But there's no loss in that, so. Right.
Give me the number of days first, and then we'll roll the check when
Yeah.
you actually have the time to complete.
Yeah, 1 day.
Ooh. Okay.
Spider climb. Yes.
During the first 2 days, I guess, I'm going to be working with my brat to do the scouting thing. I'm going to talk to the ship, I guess, people, explain what I'm doing. He's just going to run by every so often and try to count the people in the room. So if he runs into, like, let's say the downstairs, maybe there's like 3 people eating. I'm trying to get the rat to be able to, like, explain that there are 3 people in the downstairs room.
Right.
Once again, limit testing the rat, yeah.
Mirror image and spider climb, and you can add them to your spell list.
Yes. In the last part of that last day after I learned spider climb, I go around the ship and try and collect some live spiders.
There's probably a few.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure.
Spiders
there's
are useful.
bound to be a few, right?
How many spiders are you going to find on a ship?
Probably in the
Probably
downstairs.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably in like the cargo area, I would assume there's cobwebs
say
and shit.
About
Maybe.
D10
I mean,
D10 spiders,
if she
maybe?
keeps her boat nice and clean, it's feasible that it would be spider less.
Okay, but hear me
I'm
out
gonna
here.
give-
They only had a day to resupply.
Wouldn't they also
Yeah, but,
like
like,
to
it-
keep spiders because of like fruit flies and shit?
Yeah, they eat bugs and stuff.
I have no idea.
I would assume.
Let me just roll. Let's see if there's any spiders on the ship. Well, how do you know? It's a spider-infested ship.
Oh, God. Sounds awful.
Yeah, it's actually pretty terrible. They must get a lot of fruit flies because there seem to be cobwebs in every corner.
All right, so can I collect some?
Yeah, you can collect some spiders, no problem.
All right, cool. I'm just going to write live spiders on my character sheet.
How did the rat do?
How did the rat do?
Yeah.
With counting the numbers of people in the room?
Yeah.
He seems to be really great with 1, 2, and 3. 4 and 5 come out like he messed up 5 one time and called it as 4, but like maybe it was the positioning. Maybe someone was standing behind someone when he came to the room and he couldn't see. And then when everyone was gathered on the open deck, and it was the
12.
8 of them plus her and the 2 of you, so 8, 9, 10, 11, and then you would have been like down below. He came back and counted 11 as 10. So
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's close enough. Like, as long as
he'll
I
give
know
you
that
some
there's
good
more than like
ballpark.
8. Yeah, that's a ballpark. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah. Perhaps
I'd like-
most interestingly upon this voyage, though, on your second day out, the captain brings everyone an extra glass of bourbon that night and makes a toast to the new Prince of Drekis, which is perhaps taking you all a little bit by surprise.
Pretending like we're not shocked by this.
Wait, the new Prince of Drekis?
Yeah, the new Prince of Drekis. May he live a long time.
We're talking about Sean, right?
Cheers, I suppose. I heard he's got
Cheers.
wonderful hair.
Yeah, I don't think your characters are aware of this, and this may come as a bit of a slight to you, because upon questioning, it appears that the queen's daughter is being married to a cleric of Cheese on this very day in the capital. And
we weren't
you
even
guys
invited.
were not informed or invited or even made aware of it in any way, shape, or form.
That pretty boy god.
We should give
You
him
know they're one of the
wish
minor
roll
ones.
as a present.
Yeah. Maybe wish he's dead.
Ha! No. Well, you know, I'm sure our this is when we're back in the room. I'm sure our cousin will be very happy. She's always wanted to get married, right? From what I've been told. Not to me apparently, but hey.
I heard she gets around.
Well, not yeah, maybe. I heard she's quite chaste actually.
What does Chase mean?
It means he turned him
Like
down.
Chase.
It means that she won't fuck me. Yeah, basically.
Not interested in totally chase.
Well, yeah. Cheers to that. I guess we'll find out about that when we go home.
Good for him.
Yeah. Good for her.
Okay. I guess that's all that we need to say. You guys can arrive in the Shelterwood. The boat will pull up fairly close to the shore. They'll put you in a couple of skiffs, row you all the way up, unload any of your supplies, give you a wave, and depart. I don't think we need to go into it any more than that.
I'll ask for a bottle of Can you give us an extra bottle of liquor?
Good idea.
They'll toss you a wineskin filled with brandy.
Thank you.
Good idea.
And here you find yourself in the Shelterwood,
All right.
middle of the day.
So, let's hand off to our expert navigator amongst us. I say, looking around. I'm checking my skill list.
What is
I
the name
am,
of the city that we've landed in?
We're
This is
in
the wood.
near Newfort.
Newfort,
We're probably
yeah, okay,
in the
gotcha.
shelter.
Yep, gotcha. Okay.
I'm doing my
Yeah.
spell list real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Same.
matter.
Where I'm pinging right now, Koibu to the northwest is like the approximate location of where they're wandering, right?
The known area is sort of like this region,
Yeah,
but they
okay,
were
gotcha.
last seen south of Stromheim. So it's a pretty big approximation.
Okay. And this whole area is considered in Mystria, right? Or no?
Eridon.
Oh, Eridon. Okay, okay. And the people that are
Yeah.
wandering collecting the items are Mystrian or Eridonian? They're Eridon.
Mystrian.
They're Mystrian, yeah.
No
okay.
mistrain.
The Mystrians looting the remains of Eridon.
Gotcha.
Because
Something.
it got fucked up by the demons.
Okay. Are all of these cities then considered like basically completely abandoned? Are there any remnants of civilization?
Yeah, you would expect all of the southern cities to be destroyed or abandoned at this point.
Correct.
Yeah. And then most of the villages in between them destroyed or abandoned. That's sort of set up.
Well, is it still early in the day, or do we get here late at night?
No, it's mid-afternoon.
I'm going to be
So-
looking around for berries. I don't know if you can help me find them on the way.
Yeah, let's walk for a few hours, find some berries, and then make camp.
Yeah, it's important, I guess.
We should probably locate some fresh water as well.
Yep.
But it's pretty green around
you-
here. Should be easy enough.
Okay. Yeah, it's late summer. The things are beginning to dry out. You can find some poisonous berries on a little bush. You would never eat these in a normal circumstance, but you have good berry, so you can turn them into nice, fresh, edible, good.
I don't think I don't think that's true. The material component of the spell is the caster's holy symbol passed over freshly picked edible berries to be enspelled.
Ooh, they need to be edible specifically?
Specifically edible, yeah.
Ooh. Then that was a bad D20 roll that I made for you. So on this first day, you've eaten breakfast this morning. You will find no berries. There'll be some small creatures here and there, squirrels, chipmunks, birds. You might be able to try and hunt them down. You'll probably just lose arrows in the process, and they're not going to get that much food.
I can color spray a few birds or something.
Sure.
Yeah,
And that
you
would
want to
count
color
as
spray a bird?
overcoming problems. I would love to color spray some sort of small animal that we can eat. In fact, and if there's
Color
a
spray's
group
got a
of them-
range of 5 feet. You can get 2 chipmunks in one color spray. No problem.
Is it 5 feet? Isn't it? It's 20 feet.
20 feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get 2 chipmunks, no problem.
One chipmunk, unfortunately.
I don't know. I think chipmunks are small enough that they count as
Okay,
like half
we get
creatures
2
or something
chipmunks.
for the point of color spray.
Meat's
pity
back on the
chipmunk.
menu, boys. I hold these 2 chipmunks. They're probably now woken up and struggling in my hand. Somebody... Oh god, I didn't kill them. I guess I'll take my knife out and cut their little chipmunk throats.
Jesus.
You shouldn't let Tinnies watch this.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay. Well, we eat the chipmunks that night.
Yeah.
We all have bedrolls, I assume, and I guess we'll make camp for the night. We'll put out the candle, our candle that never burns out, that always makes the phantom around us. And that's what we'll do.
Phantasmal candle, illusionary. What do we call that thing?
So I think it was the
Midnight
phantasmal.
candle.
Don't remember. No, it was just, it's not on the candle sheet. It was called something. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was pink.
Phantasmal candle. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a pink candle. So you can call it the pink one or the phantasmal one, whatever. It's all good.
Yep, we pulled that one out.
Yep, you can let that burn in your sight. It'll burn all around you. Did you end up making a lantern for it to be held in so it doesn't get blown out? Or was that just an idea that never...
Yeah, I think it's just an idea that hasn't
Oh
happened
no,
yet.
it sounds like we definitely did that. Yeah.
No,
Well, I don't think we've had enough time.
Wait,
Yeah, I don't think it's been
Didn't
done.
we have like another? I thought we had like a hooded lantern that we were already like going to swap it into. I don't know
We
if
must
we
have
need
had
a bigger.
something to hold it up before because we've literally deployed this before. When we were outside of the
Yeah.
cave, I remember that we had this phantom activated. So we must have had something to hold it or something, right?
Someone have a...
I've got a hooded lantern.
you have a hooded lantern?
Yeah.
Well then, that's I think our solution is you put it inside a hooded lantern.
I think this is the same conversation we had last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. I mean, yeah. Good.
Yeah, perfect. Your first night in the Shelterwood, it goes well. Between your little campfire to keep you warm and provide you some light, and the phantasmal candle, you are not bothered that night, and you can set out the next day across the Shelterwood.
All right. Keep an eye out for berries.
Yeah. Let me know if I find berries. I gotta.
Yeah.
I think if we get to like the last few hours of the day and we haven't walked past any, we should specifically go looking for them.
Yeah.
Midday comes, and you leave the Shelterwood, walking out into the Tether Wilds. It's a lovely, relatively peaceful journey. And the sun begins to set. You find yourself a small creek. Berry check for the day. Yeah, you can find like a raspberry bush. There are some... actually, I think of this season, the raspberries are quite ripe. You've got some trouble finding ones that haven't been picked away by birds, but you can find enough to cast the spell. I think you can get maybe 7 berries at most out of the plants.
Okay. We have 4. Which one a day should be fine.
However, as you make your camp, settle in for the night, and the sun goes down, the light turns to dusk, turns to night, you can see a bright light in the distance, sort of northwest of your position.
Where are we right now?
Somewhere
In the tether.
Somewhere out, you've left the Tether Wilds. So you're not really sure of your location, but you're like somewhere over here.
Okay.
We feel like we go walking like 10 miles a day.
You can make about 20 miles a day in terrain.
So this is the second day, so we should be. Let's say we went 10 miles the first day.
Well, you would have
Oh.
left from like the coast, right? So
Oh,
you're
yeah,
somewhere, depending
Yeah.
on
No,
the Shelterwood is going to ruin your trajectory a little bit. You're somewhere in this circle.
Yep, that's fair.
And out in this direction, vaguely, you see a bright light, indicative of civilization. And as the skies dim a little bit more, you see a few more lights, and it looks like there is a building maybe 4 or 5 miles from you, and it must be downhill if you're able to see it on the horizon, out that way.
And the light
Guess we'll
is
go
like
visit there tomorrow.
definitely stationary. It's not like people moving towards us. It's like pretty clearly coming from like a town or city or something.
Yes. Yes. It's the light is not flickering too heavily, so it's not like a big campfire. It must be some like lots of little lights or a light that's well protected from the wind because the wind is blowing on you.
What
What do you guys want
that's-
to do?
we need to think like. I feel like in these lands. Well, either everyone here is going to be like a rugged mercenary that's like decently armored, or people here are going to be peasant as fuck with nothing. So, what is more likely? What do you think would be more likely here?
With a light like that shining, I would assume magical.
Yeah, it's unlikely to be peasants with a light like that, right?
Yeah.
There's no town or city here even before the catastrophe that hit.
Yeah, I would assume that it's probably mercenary fuck people. Some trap, or maybe just a random fucking
What if it's
continual
those
light spell
trains?
that's left. Yeah, it could be. We expected them further up though, way further, I think.
We did, but
We could probably check it out tomorrow, right? Do you want to go at night?
Is this? Wait, are we seeing? Where is this? Where are we seeing this on the map? Can you ping this again?
I think you said it was like a few miles
It's just
this
to
way.
your northwest. So if you're down here, it's up that way. If you're up here, it's up that way.
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Gotcha. To the northwest. Okay. And it looks like we can't make out or discern any other details or whatever.
It's got to be 4 or 5 miles distance. You're on a slight hill, so you can only get like the vaguest, like there is light in an otherwise pitch dark sea.
Gotcha. Okay.
do we just stay
this
with our
is
camp, or should we?
A few days for the new moon, so there's not much in the way of ambient lighting at all.
Look,
I said we
I'm all
stay
for
camp.
staying here and just staying in the camp, and if we come
Check it
across
out
it
tomorrow.
tomorrow, then we can see it.
Well,
I-
hold on. Because if this is like, if by, it shouldn't be, but if this is like a wander group of people, it might be good to get some information on them now, right? Like, how far away is this? Can we walk to these people, or is this like far, far, far away?
Take you about an hour to get there.
Don't you think it makes sense to investigate this now? You can invisible the little rat and send him in to run around and check and see what's going on.
I haven't learned some visibility today.
Oh, I mean, we could have the rat run ahead and scout.
nap.
What?
The rat could. Yes, I don't have nap, but yes, the rat could run ahead and scout. Yeah.
Is it considered
I think it's fine.
significantly
Right.
risky to run the rat around in the wild? Like, is he gonna get picked up by like some flying eagle or raven or something? Or
I mean, quite possibly. But look,
If
it's
he's
a
just
bit-
running around right now, I think it would be risky. If we like set him to go into the camp, I don't think he would just die.
it looks like it's down the base of a hill. It's lit up like,
Let's move ahead, and you can use your spyglass.
we could just get to the top of the hill, and then use the spyglass on it from up there. Maybe we don't even need to go too close to it. In fact, I'll take a look at it with my spyglass now. Am I just blinded by the light?
No, you can make out the spyglass. Let me see here, Mr. Emmerich. Why don't you make me a
There we go.
perception check with the spyglass to see if you can make out any details.
It gives me an advantage, right?
I mean, it's allowing you to check for details in what otherwise would be too far away to see anything.
Okay.
Natural fucking one. No, you can't get any at all.
I don't know. Maybe we should have bought a new one. This one seems kind of broken.
You're a little drunk, maybe
Yeah, maybe.
drinking that wine skin.
Well, let's go a few miles ahead and see if we can see anything. Then should change a lot.
All right.
You repack up camp.
Yeah, we'll move
And-
stealthily a few miles ahead. So even if it takes double the time, I mean, we've been sleeping really well every night. It should be fine.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's slow going at night through the plains. Fortunately, there's no trees to block your cover, so even in the low lighting conditions, you can make some progress. And after 2 hours of hiking across the open plains, you come to within a pretty good view of this. Now, with the spyglass, any of you can see that this is a tavern on the edge of like some hills and trees. So maybe closer to like this region over here. The sign out front just has like a flag and a veil sort of tipped on its side. as well as like a big black spot with 2 lines coming out the sides.
Is that veracity? Or do we know what it means?
No, it's just some random marker. It's probably the name of the bar in some symbology.
Now, would you look at that? A gift from Matrigal herself. Maybe they've even got beds.
Sure, this isn't a gift from Jexel?
Yeah, perhaps. But, you know, there's maybe people in there who've been up north. Maybe they've even seen the Mistraians.
Can we look outside? Are there like carriages or horses outside?
There's a nice little neat white picket fence, kind of bordering a garden. There's a small stable nearby with the doors wide open that appears to have nothing within it at all right now. You can see a little bit of smoke rising from the chimney through the spyglass, and one figure at least moving around on the inside of the building. Can't make out the details of the figure. The glass is not perfectly clear. It's a little bit like there's some air bubbles in it, so it has like a translucent appearance? Not transparent.
What did you say the symbols were again?
A flagon
There's
of ale on
a
its side.
beer, a flagon of ale that's tipped sort of on its side about 45 degrees, and then like a black circle with like 2 lines coming off of it. It's probably like the dot and something. You'd
Yeah,
have to ask the proprietor what the name is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, you know what my vote is.
Might as well go check it out. Do I know something?
Yeah, there's no reason not to. I think. Yeah.
That's right.
Let's
go.
Who would we expect to be in this area? Like, who's would they be representing? Who would they be loyal to?
Maybe Eridon? Probably not Mystria.
Is there an Eridonian kingdom like that still? Is there like a functional government here still?
Stromheim, there's probably not a functional government like going on down here though.
Yeah, not
The
down.
capital
It's
is
down here.
supposedly still functioning. You know that they've been having troubles with the northwestern part of their country, who seem to be like the kingdom has fallen. We're making our own kingdom, but the government remains in Stromheim trying to hold on to something. Down here is a lawless wasteland. You could be running into Drakissians who are here raiding. You could be running into Mystrians who are here raiding. It could be old Eridonians that survived. Hell, maybe it's even some Matavans that have moved in. Could be anything.
Okay.
This could be a proprietor who's still in their business, or somebody who's just come across an abandoned structure and is making camp for the night. There could be an entire raiding party in there.
Fuck it. We're going to it. Koibu.
Let's see what it is.
All right. You guys can approach. Are you going to walk into the building, give it a knock? How are you approaching? What
Let's give it a
knock.
What sort of information you need?
Give it a knock.
I think we drop our bags just outside the front door, so we're ready to fight. And knock on the door. Hello?
A cheery voice calls from within. Come on in!
I look over my shoulder, so now I like the sound of this. I open the door. Greetings! I look in.
Inside is a young woman with curly red hair that sort of bounces around her shoulders, a clean smock with an apron over it, who is washing some dishes behind a bar. And she waves you on in and says, "My, you're my first customers in weeks. Come on in. Welcome to the Dot and Dash."
Oh, this seems a little bit.
Are there any like statues around? Or anything like that, Koibu, on the outside?
Nope.
Any stone? Okay. All right. I'll keep going in, I guess.
Wait, and
I-
all is
let
on
me guess.
the inside? Do we hear like commotion coming from inside, like people, or?
Just the clanging of the dishes that she's cleaning.
And this woman, is she like very attractive as well as having a nice clean tavern with loads of ale for us?
Three
if she's like
plus
a- if she's-
five.
if
Oh,
she's-
3 plus 5 plus 6 is
14.
what? A 14. That's pretty good. That's
This
actually
is starting
quite
to look very suspicious. I put my hand to my ESP amulet and say to her like, "Wow, I never expect to find a place like this out in the middle of nowhere down here."
You call my place a back alley tavern, huh?
Well, no one's been here in 2 weeks, so
We're miles away from any city.
Well, for many towns or cities, but some of the people of Pittsburgh have managed to hold on. You're clearly from out of town, though.
So
Who are you?
I'm reading our thoughts, Neil. There's no like, oh, I can't wait to eat these guys, or
No. There's sort of like the surface thoughts are more akin to like, what a pleasant surprise. I haven't had customers in ages. I had better make a sale right now.
okay. I say, we're traveling adventurers from Drekis, here to make a fortune and name for ourselves.
Ooh, I'm so sorry.
What language is she speaking?
Eridonian, which you are all fluent in.
Yeah, okay. Just
You'll still have like a sort of a noble accent, but
Sorry for what?
being Drakisian,
Could be worse.
I don't know.
You're about
I
to
don't
lose
know,
the
I
first
should-
sale you've
Sorry,
had
I
in a
don't mean
week.
to make offense to customers. Just old habit, you know. Old habit.
Of course, of
Come on
course,
in,
yeah.
have a seat.
Doesn't look
Yes.
too good to be Eridonian.
No.
No, he's right.
He
It's
is
not
right.
going so great here.
how does a tavern all the way out here in the middle of nowhere protect itself from any roaming monsters or roaming marauders or highwaymen?
Always the serious
Well,
one.
In the olden days, there were enough people here that it wasn't too much of a problem, and we had a couple of bodyguards. But they've all wandered off, and I guess right now, I'm hoping that if someone comes by to rob me, I can charm them into paying me for services instead. But also, there's not a lot of people left down here.
Well, I intend to drink a week's worth of ale.
Good, because we have limited supplies, and there's no more ale to be brewed.
That doesn't. You do have some though, right?
We do, but as I said, no more ale to be brewed, so prices are double. A silver a cup now.
That's daylight robbery.
Only ale for 100 miles.
So you're just gonna stay here?
I'm gonna stay and make as much money as I can and then move somewhere else. But what do you think I'm gonna do? Just abandon hundreds of gold worth of ale lying around?
Okay, wait. I'm asking out of character to make sure I'm not like missing some like huge piece of information. This is a lawless land that is completely fucking torched. Does it make sense that it doesn't make sense that somebody like this would be out here? Like anybody that comes by could literally just rape or steal all of her shit and like just walk away.
Well, think
right?
about like an Old West situation, right? Like you could have a camp, you could have a tavern sort of out in the middle of nowhere or near a mining camp, and someone could come in and just fucking take all your stuff and kill you, and that's just the way it was in the Old West, you know?
Yeah, but so people
in
wouldn't
a
do
lawless
that, right?
area?
like unless you have like
Well, people would, and people would die and get killed. It's a dangerous thing.
Single women with taverns? Wouldn't this usually be like a group of like cowboys?
You would
and
probably
shit?
have other people around to support. If she is truly on her own, then she either must have some ability to defend herself or is living really on the edge.
Oh, let's find out. Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah. Well, that's true.
All right. Well, I say a silver per mug it truly is a ripoff, but
How much for room and board?
with all the gold that we're going to find out here,
Goldenite?
we can afford it.
I mean, unless you want to sleep out in the woods.
I could just sleep in here for free if we wanted.
Not that we would do that.
No,
for
no,
bars.
no,
Not
no,
that
no.
we would. I'd laugh
I know.
though, but
Sorry, all the day spent traveling has made us a bit paranoid, but
She
we'll
gives
gladly
a
pay
bit of a
favor.
whistle, and you can hear the barking of many dogs that begin to scratch at the back door. She will go and open it, and about like 7 large dogs come in and gather around her and start like panting and looking, slobbering. And then she gives you all a nice broad grin.
I'll come over to the lady and like crouch down and stroke one of the dogs, and then stand back up and put like
They're a little
5.
wary of you, but
I'll put like
you know,
5
they
gold on the
accept you.
counter, and say we'll be
you.
drinking ale, and if we could have a room for the night, that would be fantastic.
1 room or 3?
Might as well take 3.
I'll go prepare them for you right now.
Ale
She
first,
pours you
please.
each an ale.
Thank you.
Yep, pours you each an ale, takes your money, pockets it, and heads upstairs to prep some rooms.
this is a
Leaving you guys
robbery.
down below.
You guys don't think it's a tad strange? We walk in and she's doing a bunch of dishes, yet she's had no customers for weeks. The area existing down here, I don't know, it doesn't rub me right, but
7 dogs.
It's a blessing from Jaxel.
Especially
I
you gotta
think I'm correct.
configure that beacon of light shining on the top of this place. It feels like it would draw anyone for miles.
Was it a beacon of light since we're closer now?
No, it's just, a good fire burning in the main hearth downstairs that illuminates the entire room, setting light out the windows.
Thing is, though, there's no one left here.
Wait.
I feel like everyone who was down here is either left or is dead.
Tyrael, pull out your candle of truth and we can, ask some real questions.
Why would I use a
that's
candle of truth when you use an ESP amulet?
Yeah, like I read that mind. She seems legit. I don't think there's.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
We should ask her if
Let's
she's
find out.
seen or heard of any other travelers to the north. Although
Yeah.
this might be out of range for her. I don't know if she would have heard anything, but
Let's ask them if she's heard of the Mistrains, I suppose. I mean, if she's had someone come through here, maybe they've come through themselves. But let's just thank our blessings we're not sleeping on the grass for another night.
A little while later, she comes back down, tells you where your rooms are, up at the top of the stairs. I just gave you the 3 closest ones so you wouldn't have to trot around. So, top of the stairs in front of you, to your left and to your right.
Can I disbelieve the tavern?
Go ahead, give me a
just
saving
kidding.
throw versus the...
One of these days.
You know what? Fuck it. I will try it. Saving throw versus spell?
Yep. No, that's definitely real.
It's 100% real.
100%
So,
real.
you said you haven't had any customers for a week. You seen anyone else before that? What kind of people have you been getting here? Any other people from Drakus, Mistra?
Oh, mostly it's the old timers over in Mire Hollow who haven't left yet. I don't know if you know anything about this region, but people from Mire Hollow are darn stubborn.
I can believe it.
They'd rather die than leave their homes. So there's enough people around that I can make a sale here and there. And
That's
my
good.
garden goes well enough that I can feed myself. Still got a couple of mules and flock of chickens, so there's meat to be had. But it's either chicken or mule if you want meat.
Chicken, I think, would be
Not dog? I scoff.
She does not think it's a
excuse
funny
him.
joke.
I laugh uncontrollably then. Because her not thinking it's funny, it means it's funnier.
He sold worse jokes in far more inappropriate places than this, so don't feel too offended.
Cultural differences, I suppose.
No, I don't think this is a cultural thing.
I'll bring out the rat and chill with him.
Gets eaten by a dog.
Malchus be praised that you are here to serve, to pay me.
Excuse me.
To serve? Did she actually say that?
Did she say Malchus?
She did say Malchus.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense in these times of turbulence and chaos. Strangers from far off lands appearing at her doorsteps is a pretty chaotic thing. It seems appropriate to
guess
bless
so.
Malchus with
Did
that.
she say serve, or was that just a full-on
That
misspeak?
was the DM just being stupid.
It's Malchus's fault that all this has happened, but I suppose she doesn't know that. All right. Well, I mean, I don't think we need. We asked her if she's seen any Mistraians, I guess, at some point.
Oh yeah, a whole bunch of them came by. Maybe 3 weeks ago.
Interesting. They say where they were going?
or where they were coming from.
No. They were not the nicest people around.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But they were polite enough to mostly pay for their time here. Broke a few tables and windows. Didn't pay for those.
How many are we talking?
About 50.
Ooh.
Yeah, camped out here for a couple of days. Drank about half of my supplies. But
They have like a night with them?
oh yeah, big tall guy, huge, maybe 6'4", 6'5". Heavy plate mail, two-handed sword, mean
Do you
face. Yeah, Kel was Kel Bar Kel.
Who killed you,
Search
Steve?
his her mind.
Who killed Nevitz? Was it?
Bronstrom?
No, it wasn't that. Kel Bronstrom.
It wasn't
did you
Kel
say?
Drake, right?
I remember.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Bronstrom.
That killed
Yeah.
in the you mean in the dungeon?
No,
Sorry, I'm
no,
talking
it's not the same guy. That was. I don't think that guy was a knight. He was just a sheriff, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
And Captain Dreyfus.
Yeah,
Oh, that
that's who it
sounds
was.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, mean
Okay.
guy. Missing a bit of his nose at the very end. Looked like it had been lopped off. Sort of oozed.
Okay. Any other strange folks with them? Or was it just soldiers?
Well, it sounds like you're really interested in this. How much is this information worth to you?
About 5 gold pieces.
Well, yeah, he had let's see, a couple other officers with him, a cleric, a wizard. Most of them didn't speak Aridonian, but
See the cleric.
the educated ones did.
Did you see the cleric symbol?
Mm-hmm.
Who are they with?
Oh, a cleric of what you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Yes. A cleric of a Geppa.
Gapper.
Goddess of the hunt.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And you said they left 3 weeks ago?
Thereabouts.
You didn't see which way?
They left northward. They were asking a whole bunch of questions about Newfort. I told them the place had been abandoned for a long time, picked over by some other Drakissians that had come through. They didn't like the sound of that. They had a whole bunch of things to say about the... Well, I don't want to insult your people.
No.
And so then when they were done, they went north.
So they didn't go to Newfort then?
I think they stayed for a couple nights. I think they sent a rider out in between days. There were a lot of them, 40 or 50. I couldn't keep track of all their faces, but I think they made camp while they sent people around.
No, it's been very helpful. Thank you.
Well, your gold has been most useful. You don't want to perhaps buy 4 barrels of ale? Can give you a good deal.
If I could carry it, I certainly would. Alas, I've been blessed with the stomach for drinking, but not the arms for carrying it.
These are big dogs, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good dogs. They're Rottweilers, pit bulls.
Thinking about animal friendshipping one and just having it be my dog now.
Dog.
Fuck it.
Dog and a rat. I'm sure it will end well. Okay, well, I don't have anything else to ask her. I'll drink the night away and get ready to leave in the morning, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll drink a little bit and redo my spells in the morning.
I'm not drinking anything from this crazy motherfucker.
Okay.
True. If this was any other campaign, this place would be getting fucking torched.
At some point tonight, can we go out? Did we bring our bags in after we established it wasn't dangerous, or can I stay there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you came in with your bags on your shoulders.
We said we dropped them.
Nick mentioned
Ready
dropping
for-
the bag to get rid of
Just
Perfect.
in case there was like something we had to fight as soon as we opened the
Yeah.
door. But yeah, as soon as it was safe, we brought them with us.
Sure. That night, as everyone is heading down to, getting ready for bed, she comes upstairs and asks, which one of you's got the highest strength?
Or 13.
I think it's me.
Is it
I have 13
Tyrael?
as well. We're same.
I'm 9, so yeah, not me.
Well, she asks Tyrael for help hauling some goods out of the basement, if you wouldn't mind.
How early into the night is this? Is this like middle of the night, or is this still like we're all kind of awake still?
No, this is like you guys have finished your food and your drinks and you're heading upstairs for the night and you're like getting settled into your rooms when she comes up and like pokes her head in and says, "Sorry, sir, to bother you. I was going to bring up some supplies for breakfast, but the crates are a little heavy. I figured as long as I've got such tall, strong men here with me."
Would it be weird for me to also say, yeah, I'll come? I feel like we'd get the task
Wow.
done.
We've
No,
got
it's
one
not
room
weird at
each,
all.
so she's only knocking on one door though.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Because you put us
Yeah,
in
I
separate
mean-
rooms.
Whose door is she
Like
knocking
You
a
guys
on?
Done.
asked for separate rooms, so
Your door.
Yeah.
I guess you'd hear it.
Yeah, I would come out for sure, and I'd say, yeah, of course, we'll help with anything you need. I'll go fetch my brothers, and I'll knock on the other 2 doors and bring them out.
she goes as if to protest, but in the end doesn't.
What kind of breakfast
Yeah.
are we having here? I don't think. You need me for this, do you?
I mean, we're fetching supplies. Let's make it quicker so we can get to rest faster, so we can awaken faster, so we can be on our way quicker. Come on.
I stumble down.
It's literally just like a heavy sack of potatoes that she wanted hauled up. Weighs like 50 pounds. She could do it, but why not have someone a little more capable to take care of it?
Why not have a paying customer
locked in the basement with zombies or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, let's go downstairs, and
We head to the basement.
yeah, we head to the basement.
That's all right. Yeah, she just asked for your help. That's it then.
That's
Next
it?
morning we can. move on.
Whoa! We're not at the next morning yet.
There's no bamboozle.
There's no bamboozle. No, she's just asking you to haul some potatoes.
Wait a second. Maybe there's our bamboozle.
Maybe she's
Oh,
What is our relationship with Eridonia again?
we're looting them.
you're robbing them.
So nobody gives a fuck about these guys, right?
They used to be the dominant power, but now they're all like totally fucked. And
Yeah, thanks.
When we
They-
paid her that silver, what did she take the money to?
She's just been placing it in her pockets, her frock.
Was there any place downstairs looking around where it might look obvious that somebody would hold that gold?
Usually behind the counter of the bar, there's a strong box where people will hold the money. That's the typical setup, but you've been seeing her just pocket it instead, probably because there's point in having a strong box when there's only 3 customers.
Sure.
Well, should be a metric fuckload of gold because there was 50
yeah,
people
'cause
here.
wasn't there literally, there were literally a ton of people here, right?
Yeah.
Can I go, I would like to awaken during the night and open my door. Can I move silently?
Yeah.
And just kind of like move out of my room and kind of head downstairs?
Okay.
we're just robbing this poor woman for like 60 XP.
Excuse me, I haven't robbed anybody.
Sure. You can head on downstairs in the middle of the night. Nobody else is awake, not even the woman.
Okay. Can I just like search around a little bit behind the counter through her shit or whatever?
Yeah. Just want to just like scope out the place.
Yeah, just kind of see what's up. While I'm doing this, fuck, I don't have my manual on me because I'm in Sweden. Detect noise. Can I use that as I'm doing something to see if I can hear somebody like coming towards me as like an advanced perception check, or how would that work?
Yeah. Detect noise is going to sort of be far superior to a perception check in general. So if you want to make a detect noise while you're downstairs as like a check to see if you can hear something coming, that would be appropriate.
All right, I detect noise. Okay, cool. And I need a 60. Oh, yeah, you see that 60. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So I would just like to rummage around down here and see what she has, and then listen for to make sure she's not opening her door or coming down or anything.
Yeah. Why? Roll20 is not playing sound. It's not making.
Wait, no one is talking right now, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Gotcha. When she opened a door to bring the dogs in, right? Were these dogs like sleeping outside, or was that the?
They must have been outside, and she whistled for them, and they all came like running to the door.
Gotcha. Okay. Did they go back out after she was done showing them off, or?
They stayed inside for the most part, and then you guys went upstairs to go to bed, and then they're probably staying with her or staying outside.
Cool. Okay. Just checking.
All right, so you make your check. Nice and quiet. The wind outside. The fire's still burning in the fireplace downstairs. You got like a bunch of logs that you stack up, light on one side, and slowly burn across, keeping the whole place warm at night and keeping you with a fire for the morning. A little bit lit. You just poking around, looking for shit? What are you looking for?
I'm curious if she stored any excessive amounts of money. I'm curious if she would have anything that she shouldn't have. So maybe I'm looking for letters with like signed seals, or like the little wax seals or whatever from like a royal family or noble family. Maybe I'm looking for excessive stashes of gold or magical looking jewelry. Just stuff that would be out of place, or if everything is just normal.
Well, you find 2 hidden and loaded hand crossbows on her side of the bar, like tucked sort of up and underneath. You will find a strong box that's sitting in like a nice little nested spot, and it looks like the cupboard closes, the bar closes down over it and would lock it, but it's open right now. The strong box itself is closed.
Can I try to pick the lock on the strongbox?
Sure, but as soon as you touch it, you get the impression that the whole box is empty. It's like really light and easy to. You can still pick it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if I pick it, I'd be able to open it in the future if we ever saw it again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
No problem.
rolling well today.
Yeah, you open the box. It's not but flies.
Okay, that's cool. I'll close it again. Anything else in the shelves or in any other place? Any other drawers or anything?
Let's see. There is a mysterious bottle on the shelf, on the liquor shelf. This one is not glass. It is like a beige ceramic polished on the outside. And instead of having like, rye whiskey or something on the label, it just has like a skull and 3 crosses underneath it, which is probably liquor because it's on a liquor shelf, but it could also maybe be poison.
Have I ever seen
otherwise
this
unlabeled.
like labeled body or labeled bottle type before? Would anybody label alcohol with a skull and?
Yeah, some people do. It's sort of a little tongue-in-cheek that like, this is super strong and potent alcohol, gonna kill you if you drink it. You might see something like this in a really rough and tumble spot.
Okay. Has it been opened before, or did you say it was like completely unopened?
It's corked. It's
Corked, meaning not
it
open.
could have been open.
Oh, it has been opened.
I mean, well, like there's a cork in it,
You just
but,
pull it out.
right? Like there's nothing sealed in plastic, so there's no way to tell.
Yeah.
Something
Oh, I'm sorry. Like,
been
is it like
open.
1/4 full, or is it like looks pretty full?
It's
or,
ceramic, so you can't see through it. You can shake it though if you want.
Sure, I'll give it a little.
Yeah, it's about quarter full.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. If that's all there is, I mean, it doesn't sound like there's much here. I'll put it away and then head back into my room.
Okay. Why don't you just give me a quick dex check?
To make it up the stairs or fall and break my neck. Hold on.
Yeah. All right, cool. No problem. Yeah. You can make it back to your room.
Hey, what is
without
the
any
dex
problems.
check for?
I was gonna see if maybe you bumped into something or made some sort of noise that might have alerted her or the dog in the course of your actions.
Even after passing a move silently check, I still have to roll a dex check to see if I.
I forgot that you'd made the move silently check.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, just checking. Otherwise, it seems like a shitty move, but okay.
Yeah, that would have been, it was redundant apparently.
Gotcha. All right, just check. That's all right. I'm ready to pass all my rolls for today, so. When it doesn't
Get
matter.
the good
at all.
rolls out of the way, really.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm done.
All right. I guess that's that. The
All
next
right,
day.
we head out in the morning.
Yeah. Where are you going?
Continuing north, right?
Maybe, yeah. Do we want to take our final break here?
Sure.
Before we
Are
head
we
on?
only doing 3 hours?
Oh no.
Wait,
No, it's been
We have another hour.
hours.
We're just doing a
It's been
final
3 hours already.
Oh, it's been more time than I've thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Time
let's take a
flies
break.
when you're having fun.
Seriously.
All right. We will be back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. Our party is somewhere over here by the hills. If that's on the screen. And you're headed northwest looking for, what's his name? Hel Bronstrom and his 40 or 50 men.
Indeed. All right, I keep my spells the same as they were last time. Actually, wait, maybe I'll change mirror image out for invisibility just in case we run across this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
No. You think? Okay.
Wait,
I just don't
what does mirror image do? I'm sorry.
Just creates like multiple versions of myself, so every time I get hit, there's a chance that it'll hit a fake
A
version.
fake one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a much higher chance that we're going to see him and want to investigate than there is we're going to be fighting somebody, right? That we need to use mirror image against.
Well, we might fight a monster, but yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
correct.
we'll crush monsters out here, okay?
Before we head out, I guess in the morning while they're having breakfast, I'm gonna go out animal friendship the dog. Curious what it'll do. So the biggest dog I would like to make my friend.
Doesn't the spell take like an hour to cast?
Yeah, that's why I said like when they're having breakfast or whatever, or I can wake up in the morning because I've been planning on doing this. So I'm gonna go out and hang out with the dogs, if that's fair.
You understand you're essentially going to be stealing her
Yes,
dog,
I
right?
get it. Yes,
Okay.
I understand
Okay.
it. Well, I'm befriending the dog. The dog is making the choice.
Yeah, haven't you seen Airbud?
You are using an enchantment to make someone else's dog love you more than them.
Sounds beautiful.
That is
yeah.
like the greatest sin in the world. You can burn all the orphanages you want, but
She talks shit on Drekus. This is revenge. She's losing
That's
one
fair.
dog. This is vengeance.
One dog.
She's lucky I don't
there
kill
we go.
all the dogs.
Not only is he getting a dog, now he's getting 200 XP for it as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Further than his E+.
Let me just double check the spell, but I think there's nothing. I think it's just there's like a saving throw involved.
Yeah, the
That's
dog
it?
makes a saving throw to negate.
Okay. So the dog makes a save. Oh, it rolls a 19.
That's
good.
That's a pass for the dog.
It
I think
fails.
it had like. No, it passed. The dog passes the
The
save.
spell fails, he means.
Oh,
yeah, the spell fails, yeah.
My mistake. My mistake.
Alright. So we
It's
come
like
out
a
of the tavern
10%
and see
chance for that to fail.
So good.
Anton talking to one of the dogs. Moving on from rats, Anton.
Yeah, just thought I'd talk to this dog. It doesn't seem like he's interested in being my friend. I frown.
She probably needs all the help she can get out here. Leave her with the dogs, I guess. Let's
Guess I'll leave the dog alone.
She will approach you guys with what looks like some makeshift handkerchiefs, probably cut from some old bed sheets or whatever, that she has wrapped up 3 sandwiches in, and one in each, folded handkerchief, and hands them off to you and says, "Thank you for your business. I'm sorry to see you go, but if you're coming back this way, please take a stop by." Sorry for the thunder.
Okay, as I guess she'll go inside, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll I'll speak with animals, and I'm gonna ask one of the dogs if they want to come along on our journey. I guess instead of befriending them, we'll just ask them if they're, interested in
So what do you
coming on an adventure.
give me the language? Ask them.
I'm gonna crouch down to another dog. What's your name?
I'm Molly. Who are you?
Well, Molly, I am Anton. How are you? Great name. Molly's a great name as well.
Yeah, it is.
Do you guys get much meat here?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Lots
of
of
meat.
food?
Lots of food.
Do you ever, want for more? Do you ever think about, going off, sniffing things, smelling around,
Huh?
following it, just going out,
You're gonna take us for a walk? You're
Yeah.
gonna take us for a walk?
Isn't it cool that you can talk to me?
Huh?
Yeah, why don't you, Molly, why don't you come with me and we're just going to go for a nice long walk?
Okay.
And then we'll
let's
come
go for
back.
a walk. Let's go for a walk.
All right, and then I'll say, let's go.
She barks and heads off with you, and a couple other dogs come off with you as well.
All right, I guess the whole crew's coming.
Yeah.
I guess
so
they
you
just like me.
4 dogs, and you start to head out, and after maybe a few minutes, you can hear this like, "Molly,
When I hear that, I'm going to say,
Gerald."
I'm going to talk to the dogs when I hear that and say, come on, let's run. And then I start running ahead with the dogs, hopefully they chase after me.
Oh.
This
Alright.
is cool. I feel the need to speak out here. I don't know what I'm gonna...
Yeah, I think I would too. Anton, why are you robbing this lady for dogs? These might be the only thing that protect her out here.
Yeah, and she was nice to us.
She was not nice to us. She was shit-talking Drekus the whole time. And the dogs have chosen me. Look, they're having fun.
Dogs have chosen you due to trickery. I don't think she has the ability to speak with them.
I thought you said I couldn't speak to animals. You said it was all in my head.
Yeah,
Well-
why? It could be both.
They just want to follow me. This is at least some level of vengeance.
Anton, I'm not going to let you go 50-50 on this. If you want to steal the dogs, you may, but you need to walk back and slay the lady where she stands if you want to walk away with her dogs. Make a choice.
God.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think. I don't think that is vengeance for someone shit talking your homeland. I think enough vengeance would be her losing a few dogs.
You
And I
might as well
think
kill her. These
this
are the only things keeping us safe out here.
She has 3 dogs left. I can send 2 of them back, but I'm keeping at least one of these.
They're just gonna die out here if they follow us.
No, I'll protect them. They'll be fine. They can hunt for us. They can scout. I've been meaning to get a dog anyways.
Okay, listen. I didn't want to say this because you guys are putting me in a spot now, okay? I felt like I've had to brush up on my sneakery skills, okay? The reason why this lady is working out here all on her own, I was digging through her cupboards last night, and I found a photograph, or not a photograph, but what would people have that, like, you gotta get, like, canvases or pictures drawn or something, right? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. I found a canvas drawn of her, 3 wonderful little children, and what I assume is her dead husband, because she had a letter in there written for an apology from the kingdom saying that her husband was killed in combat. She's probably sending this money back to feed her 3 children back in the capital, okay? You're gonna steal her dog? You're gonna compromise her ability to take care of her family?
She's so hot on it. It'd be a shame if she's killed by some monster.
I want to check if I think that he's lying to me.
How would he know?
Because you're his brother and you probably lie to him all the time.
You lie like this?
Fine, what do I roll against him? I have to get a counter check.
All right, so you give me a Steven give me a charisma and Anton give me a wisdom. Yeah, wisdom willpower.
I want these dogs, boys. Ooh. I need to roll well. I'm thinking of 15. 16. Not bad. 30. Okay.
I don't even know if I can. Okay, hold on. I need like a 19 or higher. Come on, please save this lady's fucking dogs.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrael,
What?
you've bullshitted me before. You're not going to bullshit me now. I'll make you a deal. I'll send 2 dogs back, but I'm taking at least 1 or 2 with us. That is enough vengeance that my god decides to seek.
What are we seeking vengeance for?
She's shit-talking us and our
cares if she
homeland.
shit-talks
We are
us?
proud nobles.
We're here
proud
to
nobles.
loot her lands.
And I'm looting these dogs. They can help us.
If anything, she has more right to our throats than we do hers.
So you guys have stopped and been talking for a little while now, and you can see her like jogging part way out and calling, "Not Molly, Gerald, Ringwald, get over here! Come on, leave this poor people alone."
We'll speak to Molly. I'll speak with animals. I'll say, Molly, if you want some amazing meat and long walks forever, run that way, and I'll meet you in like a little bit. We'll make it like a chase.
The dog bolts.
She chose to go that way. There's nothing I can do, brother, and I'll send the others back. Get back to your owner.
They all run back.
Let's continue
Shake
on.
my head at him. And walk up.
I looked at Emmerich and shrugged my shoulders. I don't understand what our mission is here. We're just gonna rob from townsfolk. Like, why don't we just head east instead and go to the capital and start robbing and stealing from commoners?
I'm gonna tell a lie. I told the dogs to run back. See how those 3 went? The other one just decided to run that way. I don't know what you want me to do.
I don't trust you. I'm not even rolling for that. Why would I trust you after you sit here and try to steal her dog?
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Maybe we'll find it on the way and we can send it back.
Yeah, maybe.
Anton, I think this is... I don't know. It leaves a bad taste.
The only taste you have in your mouth is the alcohol from last night.
And even our drunken brother here seems to have a better guiding moral compass than our cleric, middling brother. I don't understand.
Let's not argue about it. Let's just keep moving.
Okay.
It's just a dog after all.
Okay. Great. You guys can continue on your way.
Do we see the dog on the way?
Yeah, I mean, you guys catch up with the dog in just a matter of minutes.
Huh. Strange.
I'll speak to the dog. Come along, Molly.
I scream for the lady. Oh! Or whatever, out in the fort. I can't scream because it's light. Are we far enough away that she can hear her?
I think by now you're fairly far gone.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I walk up to the dog and I'm gonna kick it and shout at it and try and scare it off back to its...
If there's anything worse than stealing someone's dog,
It's now kicking the
their
dog.
No, and I'm
Now
trying to
kicking
scare
the
it
dog
home.
we've stolen.
I'm trying to scare it back home, so I'm gonna do it from such a direction that if it runs directly away from me, it will go back to the...
Yeah.
Give me a roll to hit.
Yeah, damn right, well.
Yeah.
Declared non-lethal or whatever you have to do in 2E so that you don't instantly crush its skull or some stupid shit.
He's only got 9 strength. He's not going to kill the dog. It's not a chihuahua.
Easy.
Can't punt it into the sun. Yeah, you kick the shit out of the dog. And
Like, kick it like tap its
growls,
butt.
bares its teeth, and roll for initiative because the dog is going to bite you.
No, Neil. What are you
You
doing?
kicked a dog. It's going to bite
The
you.
dog, you dumb fuck.
And I told you, it's a
I'm probably not
Rottweiler.
going to heal you either for this bullshit.
No,
All right,
fine.
the dog rolls a 6 on initiative.
Oh, fine.
Can I roll into initiative to try to like talk the dog down?
Totally, yeah. You guys can all roll
1d10
into-
plus 0?
Yeah,
It cancels my spell. Oh, yeah.
the dog goes first.
Wait, I go first. I
It
rolled a-
lunges at you. Oh wait. Oh yeah, Mooten, you're trying to talk it down.
Yeah. Molly, calm down, calm down. He was just trying to kick in the air. He's not trying to kick you. He's sorry. Don't bite him. Don't attack him.
He rolls a natural 18.
Okay, he hits me.
I don't think it's gonna crit, right? What's your AC?
No, 16.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't. There's no way the dog has +3 to hit. So yeah, the dog will get you with one good bite for 4 damage.
Oh my god.
It just like launches onto your leg, gives it a "Arr," and then backs off a little bit, and keeps a distance from you, not trying to go in to kill you, but just circles you from a distance, growling.
This is like a fuck you.
Yeah, I back up.
I'll try to keep calming her down.
Yeah, she'll leave. She's not going to hang out with people who kick dogs. She
Yes,
got her
it leaves.
vengeance back in.
It leaves.
Okay.
I did it for the dogs, everybody. I did it for the dog.
Anton, what the fuck
All
is wrong
right.
with you? What are you doing?
I think the punishment was fine. Let's continue on. Now that we have Dog Kicker McGee over here.
It's worse, a
Dog
dog
kicker.
kicker or a dog
Dog
thief?
kicker McGarry.
Yeah. Dog Kicker McGarry.
I nod
Let me know if we see
I nod
any, like-
affirmatively at Imric. I'm impressed. I think he did a really righteous act, and he suffered for it as well.
Thank you, Tyrell.
I acknowledge that.
I begrudge. I will slap you on the back with a cure light wounds.
Oh, what a legend.
It's a hard slap.
And nothing of importance was lost.
The-
All right.
Day drags
Onward.
on. It gets hot. You start passing some of these little marshes and bogs on your side. You're in a fairly low area, and there, as you'll see on the map, there's all these like swampy, marshy, wetland bits.
Can I suggest that we walk around the swamp and not through it?
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah, I
Positive
mean, the intent is
suggestion.
to walk around it, but it sort of stretches out into the plains in unforeseen ways. And you'll be walking in an area where you think is pretty flat and solid, and all of a sudden you plunge into some swampy ground. You will notice as you make your way along the outside of this area, at least one sort of like log cabin in the woods that looks like at the edge of the woods that looks fairly lived in. Like there's a clothesline outside with some sheets hanging on it.
I'll point at the cabin. You gonna go kick their dog too, Emmerich?
I don't know. You're going to try and steal it?
If
Look,
they
I
talk
don't
shit, yeah.
I read a lot of books. I say we stay away from like weird log cabins in the middle of a swamp.
Just like we stay away from weird taverns in the middle of the
Well,
woods.
tavern's got ale. There's something to be gained. I'm not sure.
I'm sure there are
Well?
things to drink in that cabin, but probably nothing that we'd be interested in.
Yeah, like Eye of Newt. and some
We'll
shit.
power on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. You guys pass these things and continue on your way. Let me make some counter checks for something more vicious than a lurking cabin. 1, 2, 3. Jeez. Play. Going on with music today in Roll20, but it is not working.
I've had some music.
Yeah, but it just stops after like 2 seconds, or weird things play and other things don't. Okay, whatever. You make your way along the Tether Wilds. The first day, there's nothing happening. On the second day, you will see a giant at a distance. It's maybe 5 or 6 miles off. You normally wouldn't be able to see anything, except this guy's like 15 feet tall. He's got a big sack over his back, and what looks to be like a large elk or a deer of some kind, maybe a moose tucked under one arm that he's carrying with him. If you're
It's-
headed in this direction, the giant is sort of like heading in this direction, so
I
not
take
in
out
your
my glass
path.
and I look at the back. Does it look like there's something alive in the back?
No,
Okay.
there's nothing moving within the bag.
I mean, I say we let it pass. Let's lay low.
I mean, it's a
I say we kick him.
troll. We can literally, unless I'm, can we just walk by him? Does he care? He's got food. He's like, he should be chilling, right?
He's miles off from you. If you just keep a low profile and don't draw attention, you can
Okay.
pass him without problem.
Yeah,
Sure you don't want to kill a giant?
No, let's not engage the giant.
Yeah.
That sounds
could
like
kill him.
Kill a giant.
I don't think we could kill a giant.
You don't think we can kill a giant?
No.
You could probably kill a giant, but it might kill one of you in the process.
Wait, we could kill a giant. I can entangle it twice. That's 20 minutes of no
it's
movement.
huge. I don't think it's affected by entangle.
Oh, you might be right.
Cringe.
Okay.
Exceptionally large creatures or strong creatures may suffer little or no distress from this spell. Yeah, I guess it would be a large creature. Or is it gargantuan? Is it giant gargantuan?
No, I think
it's
it's
huge.
But it's also extremely strong.
It's very strong. You're in the grasslands like this. Probably not going to work. Maybe if he was like next to a tree and the tree reached out and grabbed him, but if it's just the grasses on his toesies, yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. So 2 days later, you cross the Tether Wilds-ish. You will find yourself somewhere over here.
I'm changing spells.
Do you want a little token, Neil?
No, I want to keep it very vague. So you're not exactly sure of your positioning.
Yes. All right,
And on this day, you will see a horseman, a single rider on a horse, lightly equipped, flying no banners or flags, roaming across the Tetherwild.
All right.
Stay low to the ground.
Tyrael, do you think you could find your way back here? I could cast invisibility on you. You could follow him back to the camp.
I mean, I can't keep up with a man on horseback. I appreciate your vote of
Not
confidence.
even with that cloak of yours.
It says that I can move at 3 times my movement speed once every half hour. What does that mean? Like, how long can I sustain that burst for?
I mean, yeah, I know. You might lose sight of him, but you could at least follow his direction, perhaps. Follow the tracks.
Cloak. Cheetah cloak. Once every 3 turns, you can sprint for 3 rounds at a movement rate of 45. So you can move at like 3.5 times your movement rate for 3 minutes.
For 10% of the time. It's every 3 rounds, which is 30 minutes. So you can do like 10% of your movement at triple speed.
What does that translate to?
I
wouldn't be able to chase a man on horseback, right?
Probably not if he was like full on galloping the entire time.
Not if he's galloping, but if his horse is walking or trotting, you could catch up to him if you're, within a reasonable distance and you're invisible. He doesn't see you coming.
Is there anything notable about where we are that would help?
You're out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
How far is he away?
Now. You would notice him on the horizon, so about 3 miles.
Hold person does not last 3 miles.
I don't think. I mean, killing him doesn't achieve too much.
We wouldn't kill him. We would get him and ask him questions with our candle.
Well, but we'd have to
well,
kill him
then-
afterwards. We can't let him free, right?
Yeah, we'd have to kill him afterwards. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not totally against killing him if he's a restrained soldier.
yeah, that should be fine.
But I think following him might be better if we can, as long as you don't get lost on the way back.
I mean, I can follow him, but I imagine that, like, if we see the horse here, we could probably all, like, the camp can't be too far off, right? Or they might be moving.
I think he's probably like a scout, isn't he?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, it depends how far they range out, a couple of miles. Like
True.
tens of miles.
Okay,
far.
if you make me invisible, I will burst and follow him if you want me to.
You think you can find your way back here?
I don't know. Is there any distinguishing marks? Are there any noticeable trees? Are there...
Not really. You're in a pretty wide open area. You're going to need your party to create some sort of marker for you to find, or like wave some sort of flag. They're going to need to set up some sort of signal so you can locate them again.
I have a, I've got a non-weapon proficiency for tracking. Does this help me at all?
Yes. If you should probably be able to follow your own track then. If the party stays still, you could probably follow your own tracks right back here.
Okay. If you guys stay low to the ground, I'll be able to find my way back here. I'm confident of it.
Okay,
All right, if somehow we get separated, I'll pull out a darkness stone for like a minute every hour. Maybe you can just see, like, or I guess a light stone because it'll be dark at that point.
Yeah.
That'll help you
That
find
might
us.
draw the ire of the rest of the camp if they're nearby.
Correct, but if we're like mega far away for some reason, that's how we're gonna have to do it.
Okay.
Wait,
make sure I give.
if everything gets for some reason beyond completely fucked up, then let's meet back at that lady's tavern, okay?
Okay.
If we don't meet up tonight for some crazy unforeseeable reason, then head back to her tavern, okay? Okay.
Okay. I give you a light stone as well, just in case you haven't got one. In case you need one.
Cool. I will add it to my sheet.
Yeah. All right. I cast Invis on you.
I am invisible.
Okay.
I'm
And
using the.
you can.
Sorry, go ahead. What?
I was just gonna say you can chase down the rider.
Yeah, using that burst of speed doesn't cancel invisibility, right? It needs to be an attack.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will run him down.
All right. The rider is going for a bit of a trot here, sort of scoping things out, and you can start to run after them. What's your constitution, just for your non-burst running? 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, so the rider, if you guys were headed northwest, the rider was headed sort of eastish, and you do your best to catch up. You know, I think it'll take one burst of your cheetah speed to get within. Move at 45 for. Do it for 3 rounds.
Could have had a dog chase after him.
You
Yeah.
might see that.
Could have fucked that up.
Okay. So you can sort of burst to get a little bit closer and then just like run towards the person, catching your breath as they stop to water their horse at a spot. You'll notice they too have some sort of spyglass that they pull out and are scanning the horizon with.
Mhm.
And when they're done with it, they'll polish it and carefully put it away in a pack. You can use another burst of cheetah speed to close within maybe 200 feet or so as the rider turns northward and eventually runs into this road which you're chasing on. And by now it appears getting on towards later in the day. Like the sun is beginning to set when you run well ahead of the rest of your party. The rider looks like they've reached the last point. They stop, stand up in the saddle, look far to the east for a good few minutes, scouting the area out. They gaze over the tether wilds. He seems to spot something, which if you look back, it seems to be another giant cruising along somewhere that he watches for a little bit.
Is it?
And you can... Go ahead.
Is it fair to say that every spyglass I see like this is worth 500 gold?
Absolutely. In the ballpark of 500.
Okay.
Like, it's 500 new, it could be broken, and maybe goes down to, like, you know, or old or dirty or whatever.
If I snatch
They're-
something out of somebody's hands, does that count as an attack?
If you're making a grab for something, it could become an attack depending on the course of the dice.
Sure, so my question is, so he stops for a while, takes out his spyglass, and is looking around, right? Can I, like, stand next to his horse, jump up and snatch it out of his hands and run?
You could.
Will it break my invisibility is my question.
That's
I think
fine.
if you snatch it and like if he's holding it loosely and you snatch it and it comes out, no problem, it won't break your invisibility. But if you like snatch it and he grabs on tight and you guys struggle over it, then it becomes an invisibility breaking thing.
He's not going to struggle over it. He's not expecting anybody. No way, Steven. You should just be able to grab that and go, dude. Look at how epic it'll be.
Can't
It'll be
think
a
of
successful strength check to grab it before he can react and hold on, essentially.
Not Dex. Can you argue Dex? Because you're like trying to fucking steal it. It's dexterous, like to pull it out at the correct angle.
Strength would be like I'm wrestling it away from him, I feel like.
Yeah,
Dex would
I
be
would
like
say-
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
but you want
like-
one good burst of like snatching it quickly.
It's Dex.
What's the difference
Well-
between your strength and dex even?
Well,
lot,
Dex is
but-
16, strength is 16. Legitimately though, right? Like if I'm trying to like take something out of your hand very quickly, I'm not trying to use a lot of strength. I'm just trying to do it very quickly.
It's like a quick thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you like get a hold of it, now I'm pulling. Well, now I want to use my strength to like
It's a
rip it out.
combination of speed and strength to pull it fast, right? Because if you pull it quickly, but like you're not applying enough force, and he's got like a pretty good grip on it, it's not going to work because he's gonna. No one holds their spyglass.
I would agree with you in
this.
real life, but when you phrase it that way, my counter argument is that literally every single action in D&D that is Dex is actually Dex plus Strength, because every acrobatics or anything you make, you have to be of a certain level of strength to like climb a mountain. It's not just Dex, right? It's all a combination of the two. Right?
Yeah.
I would say he automatically has the strength, and then the dex is like to pull it out quickly and like to move on.
And then I would also argue that from 5e at least, sleight of hand I think is like Dex.
Is
right?
Dex.
Yeah.
Dex-based, yes.
All right.
That would be my lawyering.
Sure. You can make me a dex check then.
Okay. Now
You
first.
got this.
Okay. First. Okay. This might be a bad assumption, but as he gets up on the horse and he looks out his spyglass, is he looking in a certain direction? My assumption would be that he's not going to keep looking back at the camp, but he's going to be looking in a direction that's away from the camp, so I can like make a guess where I would think.
Stop and pause and like slowly gaze across the horizon, look away for a moment, spot something else he wants to look at, find it carefully.
Okay.
If this fails, cut the horse's leg first and foremost.
Wait, you don't want to steal his horse?
No, you have to kill. You have to cut the horse's leg so you can kill him, so he doesn't get back to camp.
Okay. I don't know if we're doing. I don't know how we do called shots in 2e. I don't know if we do that, but
You do.
okay.
What do you want?
Am I able to see any indication whatsoever of a camp at this point?
No, not at all.
And we are on. You said we're on this road, correct?
Yeah.
And he's looking out to the east.
Yeah, I mean, as you're approaching, he's looking in various areas. He's like scoping out the
Slowly.
east and the south mostly.
The camp is probably in Cauldron.
Yeah.
The camp is
Just yoink it.
in.
That
Wait, where
big
is?
city that's like just north
Right.
of us, and the other the way that
Oh,
he's
I'm
not
sorry.
looking
Yeah,
great.
there's an extra right. Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. Okay, I would like to stand right next to the horse, and then when he takes it out and he's taking his look, I'm gonna jump up and yoink it. That's the goal.
So funny.
Alrighty, give me your dex check.
Come on.
Come on.
This is the easiest 1000 XP I've ever seen.
Should be.
Yeah,
Yep.
look at that.
You leap up, snatch it out of his hands, and I mean, would you roll me a d10 for him to be surprised? On a 1, 2, or 3, he is. I'll actually give you a +2 on this. 1 through 5, he is surprised, and a 6 above.
You
he's
get a
not
-2?
surprised.
You know, I want to ask you, how on earth would he not be surprised?
Wait, sorry. Do you mean a -2? You said +2,
Yeah, he said
which would be
+2.
bad.
A +2 is a penalty in this situation.
How
Yes.
could he not be surprised?
So the different. First off, he's a scout. He's out here looking for trouble, right? And he's got a mage in his group. He understands the concept of invisible creatures. He also understands what danger is. So when I'm talking about surprise, I'm talking about how quickly his instincts to act kick in. Is he like, "What the fuck just happened? Did I drop something?" Or is he like, "Oh my god, something's here"? Like what is his initial instinct? Surprise is a catch-all term.
Does he want to roll low or high?
You want to roll a 1, 2, 3, or 5 for this person to be like stunned for a round, trying to piece together what's happening.
Wait, so am I getting a -2 or a +2? What you said?
You want to roll a 1 through a 5 on a d10.
Okay,
you
just roll-
gave him a plus.
Originally, it's a he. So okay,
Wait,
the
you said
surprise
1, 2,
roll is a
3, or
D10.
5.
On a
What about
1,
a
2, or
4?
3. Oh, on a 1, 2, or 3 of a regular surprise roll, if someone's surprised.
Okay.
So you get a +2 bonus to this
Yeah,
roll,
4 and
which
5.
is a penalty of 2.
Gotcha. Okay, so I need a 1 through 5. It's really important that I know what I need to roll. Okay, I gotta call
Yeah.
it.
I understand.
Okay,
I'm
so-
100%.
You're
1 through
rolling an
5.
8. I'm sorry.
No, fuck off. Can I have a 4, Mooton, please?
No, I feel an 8. I'm sorry.
Nick,
you
you
just
give
gotta
me a 4?
roll it.
Nick,
I'll give you it for you, no worries.
it's gonna average out to like a 6. God damn it.
No danger, no danger.
You.
Ooh. All right. You snatch the spyglass, and his instincts are sharp. He's a good scout. He's been training for this. This is a life or death situation, and he knows it immediately. Why don't we roll initiative as he begins to kick his horse into a gallop?
Wait, we need to, before we do that, I think it's good to say how long it's been since he caught up to the horse. How long has he been running?
Or wait,
He's
hold on,
used
wait.
2 of his bursts, and he is. I don't know. You probably wanted to stop and catch your breath before you made your last approach, so you've been standing here for maybe 2 minutes watching him, waiting for an opportunity.
Does he have another burst or no?
Well, wait, hold on.
Bursts come every turn,
Am I still close?
which is 10 minutes. You're
That's
still
10 minutes.
invisible, yeah.
Yeah, wait, so what is it galloping towards?
He's running away.
Well, you would have to wait for him to take his turn so you know what he's doing.
Oh.
Also, the spyglass doesn't turn invisible until you like hide it within your shirt or your backpack or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can drop it pretty quickly into my. How much does this weigh? It's probably incredibly light, I would imagine. It's got to be like 2 pounds or less.
It would be really low.
2 pounds.
Spyglass, 2 pounds.
Okay, yeah, I can drop that into my bag of holding.
Okay. And roll me an initiative. D10 plus whatever it is you think that you want to do.
Rolling a 1d10 plus whatever I think I want to do. I
So
got
are
a
you
spyglass.
fighting him? Are you running? What are you doing?
No, I think I'll just run away. Fuck it.
Okay. I don't. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I won't interject.
All right. It's going to be a D10 plus 3 then.
All right, roll 1d10 plus 3.
You go first. He drops into his horse, but like the impact causes his horse to rear and buck backwards. Not buck, but rear backwards, giving you the opportunity to.
Get the fuck out. I'm running the fuck away.
All right, you run the fuck away. He turns and gallops his horse down the road to the west.
As I
And
run,
you head
does he
south?
look like he's
Where are you
trying to
running?
make chase? Is he trying to find me, or is he running in a direction?
He is running in a direction, glancing back over his shoulder, trying to spot something.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. I just want to run back and follow my path back to where my camp was.
All right. You guys disengage from each other. He heads back to Cauldron. The sun is setting. You follow your trail through the Tether Wilds back to the camp. Getting a little dark. Make a quick roll here. Not a problem. You can still find your way back to the party, who is hanging out in the tall grass. Comes up maybe to your knees. So when you guys sit down, the grass is up to your shoulders.
Yeah, you made a buck.
And as I walk through the grass, can you at will uncloak?
You have to make an attack, I think.
Can I like hit my
You can
thigh
just, like-
and like appear?
yeah.
What?
Punch yourself in the arm or something, yeah.
What does that-
Yeah, you can take an action that'll break your invisibility without worrying about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As I walk back, I break my invisibility. Well, it
What happened?
appears as though I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the camp is probably in what I know it would be Cauldron, right? Or I know the name of it.
Yeah,
Cauldron.
You're an educated man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the camp is in Cauldron. I produced the eyeglass from my bag and I twirl it around. Caught
Did you get
this guy
that?
off of the off of the scout? I snatched it off him when he was on top of his horse.
Did he notice?
I mean, I imagine anybody would notice a missing spyglass, but yeah.
Is he going to go back and alert the whole town now that there is a invisible person stealing things?
I imagine there's a great many number of things out here. I don't know if they'll believe an invisible person has stolen a spyglass or if he was just incompetent and dropped it, but
That's a good
regardless-
point. They'll probably just think he's dropped it.
They could, yeah.
But I mean, there's a chance that maybe their mages will put in place invisibility wards and things like that. But they're probably not powerful enough to have anything permanent.
It's probably fine. A little
Yeah.
risky, but you know what?
I mean, I
like
think I'd
it.
rather steal the spyglass and let them ride back to camp than have a slain body, strewn throughout the field for them to find, knowing that there's danger in
Yeah.
the area. So
He
Seems
probably
that,
just dropped it. It's fine.
our uncle's skills proved useful.
it would appear so.
Well,
So
we've been cooking up some chipmunks.
great.
If you have
Good old squirrel stew.
Got some gopher.
Yeah.
I wonder if you and the dog thief, Anton, will be welcome back at the old lady's tavern if we head back to the south after we finish our job here for some real food.
Now that lady wasn't old. Let me tell you,
Oh yeah, true. Never mind.
she had a good few years left in her yet.
Yeah, good few years. Well, shall we continue heading to Cauldron? We should approach from the west.
Well, I think we should sleep for the night. But I wonder, is Cauldron still inhabited? Could we make our way in as travelers and be around the camp, or
I think all
As
of the
we look-
cities were just.
Do we see like tons of fires, or is it like? I guess we're looking to see if it's like inhabited.
So you want to hike to Cauldron during the night?
Oh, I thought we could.
I don't think we should.
probably-
I think we should sleep the night, wait till tomorrow, and I'll
sleep the
cast a
night.
Viz on Tyrael again, and he can go and scout the city.
Yeah, I can nap you as well.
Or I can go
Okay.
and scout it.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
So we are very close to our ending point. We could go a little bit further and get you guys scouting Cauldron, or we could wait and do that all next session. I don't know what your time limits are like.
Don't mind
It's up
that way.
to you guys. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, we can. What?
We go a little late.
Yeah.
We can go a little over our scheduled time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Since.
All right. Yeah.
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 All right.
Okay, so we sleep the night, and then in the
Wait.
morning I'll cast it.
We were moving stealthily, or I'm sorry. When you said it was like just early evening. When I get back to my party, what time is it? Are we like in the dead of night, or is it pretty late? Do we have time to move?
It's gonna be pretty late at night.
Do we have time to move stealthily, maybe an hour away?
Oh
From
yeah.
your existing position.
Yeah, just on the off chance that somebody follows my tracks back to this spot, if they go like really crazy, I just want to be a little bit away from it where we're covering.
And
the
still
track.
get spells.
I mean, if they can follow your tracks to that spot, they'll just follow your tracks to the camp too.
Well, that's what I'm asking. We can move 1 hour like stealthily, where we like cover tracks, or even make a roll for it. Is there a difference to that, or?
Yeah, if you're attempting to cover your tracks, then that will hamper their follow tracks check. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
I suppose
so
it's
you guys
wise.
will just have to sleep into the day if you want to get spells then.
I'm okay with that.
That's fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to pick up a silence and a hold person. I'd like.
Okay. So you'll wake up in the morning. The spellcasters that need to memorize spells will sleep in for an extra hour or two.
Okay.
And
when I
then
wake up-
you'll memorize your spells.
I cast Invis on Tyrael and then relearn it.
Yeah, I nap him. Oh, you're just gonna relearn? Okay.
Yeah, I think I can just relearn it, so I've got 2.
Can you just cast
Actually-
Invis on me then, and then I'll wait if I
Not
nap
me,
you.
and then I can
Yeah.
cast on someone else. I mean, potentially, yeah.
I might as well get 3 off. Yeah.
Right, and then we all go in, but we'll lose track on each other. I think it's safer for just one person to just go. Because there's no way of us to keep track of each other if we're all invisible. We'll just as likely get split up and be on our own and have no fixed point to return to.
Fuck, I want to
Yeah.
get 3 Invis spells off for your XP.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Might as well, right? Like, we can all have a meetup spot. You can scout more of the town out. We can even like. You have an ESP amulet, so I could tell you. We could tell you what we're seeing in our head thoughts, right? You should be able to hear us saying like, "Okay,
So I won't be able to see you, I don't think. Well, like I'm saying, by the time we get to the town, we'll probably not even be next to each other anymore.
we could just be holding on to each other by the time we get to the town. We're invisible.
Okay, yeah, we could be holding hands.
hold hands or hold shoulders or whatever.
Or we can just
And then we
walk
and meet
next to
outside.
it. Yeah, this
Yeah,
should be pretty easy.
fine.
We're walking like
Okay.
like you'll see the grass moving next to us and everything. Right? It should be pretty easy. Yeah.
If this is what you want to do, then all right, sure.
Okay, so you cast one in the morning. You
So
relearn.
I relearn it, cast it on Anton, and then he casts Nap on me, and then I'll learn Invis again and
Yeah.
cast it on myself.
Okay.
And then I suppose, Neil, I could just relearn it again for a 4th time. Because it'd just be the same as
You cast 2 invisibilities,
I napped him.
Napped.
then you cast the nap spell.
Yes.
I wake
And then
up,
you
I
cast-
learn Invis, I cast it, and then I relearn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amen, brother.
So my spell's the same, 2 color sprays and 1 Invis, and we're all
So you guys
invisible
won't
for
really
it.
be leaving camp until about noon.
Yeah, it's
Then.
fine.
Yeah, it'll be taking many hours of your early morning.
Okay, and then I guess we all walk in a conga line towards Cauldron.
So being out here and walking around and being in cities before, I believe that Entangle would reasonably work on normal sized human beings right now.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I am going to take Pass Without a Trace as well.
that's good.
And I might cast that.
All right, as we're approaching the town, Neil, is there any like big hills with a tree on it or something like that? Somewhere that we could say, like, when the sun sets, let's meet back here.
We could just-
You can find a location that is visible. Yeah, you can
You know,
find
out
like,
of something
a bit of a
out of
rise.
town.
There's a small tree, small olive tree on like a scraggly little rise near a dried creek bed that only flows after it's been raining.
Okay, so after we pass
And-
that, I'll say, okay, look, we can see the town. We're not too far away. Why don't we spend the whole day scouting? As long as what you got to be careful is if the town's busy, people can't see you. So, usually people won't bump into you because they'll move out of your way or whatever. But someone will just walk directly at you and bump into you.
Well, I
and
don't
raise
think
the
our
alarm,
goal.
so-
We're not trying to walk into Cauldron right now, right? We're just trying to establish if we think these guys are actually there.
Well, we can. No, I say we scout the town. Let's work out. I mean, if we're all invisible for the day.
Okay, well,
We
let's
can
all
make-
three of us approach the town together, and then once we've established what's there, because if it's smoldering ruins and it's just them there, we don't all three need to separate and go in. We should establish that first. Let's walk together to the outskirts of the town so that we can see, and then
Yeah, sorry. I think that's where we are. On the outskirts. It's just some tree that's on the outskirts that we can say, let's meet here at sundown. Because we can split up now. There's no point us all scouting together as three. We'll just get the scene more easily.
So you're all invisible,
Yep.
and you're all gonna walk into Cauldron together.
Or maybe, I'd probably loop around the outside, see what I can see, and then
So
potentially
you're all
go a
taking
bit deeper
different
and-
routes to Cauldron, and you're gonna meet up.
I'm so
gonna
confused.
split
I
the
don't
party.
understand this. Why? Yeah, why do we need to split?
Well, what was that? I don't see what the point of invising three people was then, if not to
I don't
split
know
up
why
and
we
scout
invis
more.
3 people. Wait, how
Okay.
long does invis last? Is it 24 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, oh no. The point of invising all 3 of us is at least if we approach the town, then a scout doesn't see us.
Literally no one can see us.
Yeah. So the 3 of us will walk up to Cauldron, I'd say from the west, and then we just look in and see what we see. I think we can start there. That should be
Yeah. What do we see now?
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so all three of you sight a tree that you might meet up at.
Okay.
We'll call it this little hill over here.
Cool.
Then you head to the west of Cauldron, and you come in from this direction.
Yeah.
Clearly
Yep.
not taking a 20-mile detour, but
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Cauldron is a ruined town. All the buildings lie toppled, stones blackened by fire, charred remains here and there. Some of the main road through looks like it's been cleared somewhat by people so that it is still usable by wagons and horses. And you can see there is a small, a watchtower built in the middle of town with a person on top of it, gazing around,
With
looking
another
about.
eyeglass?
No, just with normal eyes now.
Just
Do we
chat.
see any flags? Is there any evidence that these are Mistrains in here?
No flags of any kind.
I don't think flags are important. These guys are literally here on a looting mission. I don't know if they would necessarily be flying flags.
Yeah, no, potentially not, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we see inside the city? Can we see any movement or activity whatsoever? A fire going? Any kind of smoke? Any evidence of horses?
Not during the
parked?
middle of the. Yeah, you will see some smoke rising from within the town. It looks like a couple of small campfires. Nothing special.
Sure.
It's actually a little hard to spot the smoke. But you don't see any movement. There's enough of a ruined town and mounds of blackened ruined crap and a bit of a terrain to it that you can't spot people within other than this one person in a watchtower.
Can we use our spyglasses to look around to see if we see anything more? We know there's a cleric, a wizard, and
Why, yes, you can. Would you please, 2 people, make me perception checks as you use the spyglasses?
Okay.
I hand my spyglass to Anton.
Nice. Oh my god.
No, the ruins are too much, and the town is built on it begins to decline near the town. So, from your viewpoint, there's no perspective on a person other than the person in the watchtower.
Okay. I whisper, I'm thinking I might go a bit deeper into the town, see if I can read anyone's thoughts in the buildings. Maybe try and find out where the wizard's sleeping.
yeah, we shouldn't split up. Let's just go together in a line.
Okay, stay close.
Yeah.
And I want to take some. Before we go down any roads or anything like that, I want to make sure there's no one there. Wait for a minute or two, make sure no one's coming through these roads. I want to get.
If we have-
the part of the town that we're walking through is mostly dead.
If we have to split up, go to a corner of a building and stay firmly against the wall on coming up this road. So if we have to split up, we'll all meet at different buildings. One person will go around, Tyrael will go around and pat the buildings to see if he can find us. I don't know if you want me to draw this, but like, let's say here's the building. Our meeting spot would be at this corner, like against the building, and then they would pat, and then he would like feel us, like
There's a
invisible.
whole town of buildings. Why don't we just meet back up at that tree?
I'm just, if we have to get split up and we can't go back, I guess. I don't know. The tree looked really far, but yeah, sure, we can do that if you want.
Okay, hold on.
I think
I think we are
Yeah.
way overthinking this. We are 3 invisible people. We can literally just
Correct.
hold hands and just walk through. There's,
yeah.
I don't know why.
But if we
ever...
had to split up for some reason, I think it's nice to have a meeting spot behind, like somewhere.
Sure. So then you said like the corner of a building at like the entrance
Yes.
to the town that we're coming through to, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
And then we'll be able to find each other invisible. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I want to walk through the town. I think that if I was the commander setting up a command in this town, there's probably like a large temple or the remains of the keep or an intact tavern near the center of town. Like, I feel like there's probably only a handful of buildings that would serve as the command post.
Or there should be evidence of some somewhat maintained buildings or something.
As you make your way down the main street from the west road, you see a sudden burst of water that blasts into the sky, maybe like 50 or 60 feet or so, like a geyser going off. And after a few moments, it fades and stops again. Mist fills the air. As pause, wait, and keep going. And as you come to the crossroads in the middle of the town where the northwest and east roads meet, you can see that the center of town has been sort of barricaded off. There are loose barricades of rubble and then some also like cut down trees that have been made into like palisade spikes that block the road in all the directions. There are tents set up in the middle of town and what looks to be a tavern that has had a door added on to like the wooden structure. I'm sorry, the stone structure. Everything on it is blackened and burned, and someone has like hung a piece of fabric to like act as a door, nailed to the top and like weighted with one stone on the bottom.
How close can we get to that building?
Not very close. From your position, you're maybe 100 feet away from the first barricade, and then the barricade holds an area that's like 200 by 150 or so.
So the
rough
ESP
dimensions.
spell on the purple worm just says range 0. I think maybe it's a typo. So can you check in your book and see what the range is?
Yeah. ESP range 5 yards per level, 90 yards max.
Okay, so it says the area of effect is not the range, but I guess that's what it means. So 5 yards per level would be 45 feet. Okay, so not long enough. Well, I mean, could we climb over the barricade or?
The barricades are not too difficult. They're mostly like rubble. The problem would be climbing over the barricade without moving
Making any
anything
noise.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like... They're definitely sort of loose stuff piled on top of it, and if you were to climb it, you'd likely knock something over.
Yeah.
In addition, there seem to be some like gently placed stones on tops of areas to, to act as a warning sign if something gets knocked.
Okay. Well, this
Anyway,
looks like...
within this area, you can see a bunch of tents. I don't know if I mentioned that before. There are a few tents here. Some of them are flying banners. The largest tent, which is near the burned out tavern, flies the Mistrian flag, but not too high. Like just at the very top of the tent. You wouldn't be able to see it from outside this center of town zone.
Okay. So, are any of the tents at the edge of the barricade so that we could be within 45 feet if we were outside the barricade?
No, all the tents are at least feet from a barricade wall.
Oh, there's how
Okay.
many feet? Like,
20?
oh, okay. I mean, we can send another
Yeah,
rat.
so the range is 45 then, so... Could I
Oh yeah, I
potentially
mean you could
probe
go
into-
to the edge of a barricade in ESP. I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Just try and locate any signs of life in any of these tents.
Yep. You see about 15 people walking around in the camp. Some of them are cleaning dishes after lunch. Some of them are sharpening weapons. Some of them are just like stretching out and relaxing in the sun. Clearly not the entire camp. You can see a lot of treads in the ground as if horses are often here, but you see only one horse about, which Tyrael will recognize as the same horse he saw yesterday.
Wow.
Do I get any surface thoughts about people like watching out for invisible creatures or anything like that?
Well, why don't we get you within range? Roll some dice.
Don't know what dice you're rolling, but okay. There's no saving throw.
But I'm gonna roll to see if you find a tent with a person in it, and what their surface thoughts might be.
Yes.
So you approach the edge of the barricade from the south side of it, and reach your mind into a nearby tent, where you come across a sleeping person, passed out in the middle of this day. I think their thoughts are just a jumble of dreams and useless information that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, could I wait for one of the
definitely
patrols to walk by the barricade?
Yeah, you can wait for a soldier to come over. They move part of the barricade slightly, step on out, walk within 15 feet of you over to a pile of rubble, unbutton their trousers, and begin to urinate on the rubble.
Yeah.
Nice.
I read his thoughts. While he's pissing and while he's walking away. So I don't want to just get, sure is a nice place to piss. Got a good stream going on today. Smells a bit funny. Must have been those asparaguses the chef made last night.
What does he think about?
It's like, that's the first three things I was going to say. Damn it.
No. His thoughts are, swear to God, if there's an invisible man who's about to stab me in the back, I'm gonna fucking kill someone.
Okay.
It's very clear from his thoughts that the report of invisible people has reached him. And you get the impression that he would normally walk quite a ways further to do his business. But he's just like a little wary.
Okay, I wait for him to leave and then I'll whisper that to the party. It seems that they are aware of, or at least on the lookout for invisible creatures. They must have put two and two together. Maybe
I'll
we should-
whisper. We need to find the cleric in the wizard's tent.
Yeah, well, we can
cloak
just stand
tennies
and
and send
watch.
him in, right?
Do we want to cast invisibility on the rat?
Why not? We have one left.
I guess we could do, but is he going to be able to identify a wizard?
No.
Yeah,
He'll be able to
then
count how
maybe
many
it's
people
good.
there are, up to like 15, but he's not going to be able to tell us who the wizard is. And I don't have speak with animals.
You know the tavern, Neil? If someone could say, climb up top of the building at another part in the town, and they were a good like jumper, could they like jump to the roof of the tavern and make their way into the barricade without crossing the stones?
From your vantage point, that seems probable.
Yeah, so that's something we could do tomorrow. Like Tyrell, I could cast Invis and Spider climb on you. You'd be able to climb the tavern and climb down inside the barricade from there. That would be a way in.
Okay.
I mean, probably the wizard and the cleric are in the large tent in the center of the...
Yeah, we need to send the rat in first to
barricade.
check to make sure they don't have anything to clear invisibility or anything, right?
Okay. That's probably a good idea. So let's take a few steps back. I'll lead us a bit further away and I'll mutter the invisibility spell on the rat.
Which will break invisibility on you, have we decided?
I don't think so. It's not what we've done in the past. I won't do it if that's happening.
Yeah, you would know ahead of time, I think.
Yeah.
Do we even want to send the rat in? Can't we just go in?
Well, we can't cross the barricade without potentially alerting them.
Why?
He
Because
said
it'll,
the
like,
way
knock
that the
rocks.
barricade was like set up is like a bunch of stuff piled, so if you're climbing it, there's clearly going to be like rocks falling down and stuff.
Is there not like a main entrance to like walk through?
Yeah, but the main entrance will disturb the barricade. Like when the guy went to take a piss, he like pivoted this part of the barricade, some shit fell off, and he like did his business, and he came back, moved it back, and then set everything up again.
Well, let's wait for the next time somebody does that. And we'll just walk in like as they're...
Wait, why?
barricades-
I am never
right?
going in here without sending the rat
Yeah.
in first to check for clear invis. There's zero reason to do that.
Oh, you're taking for clear invis.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought you were
sorry.
just... No, I thought you wanted me to go count people. Sorry, I was
Oh,
like...
no, yeah. I want the rat to go in invisible and then see if he
Yep,
comes
that's
out.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep, that's 100% sure.
We could just send him into the main tent.
Yep.
Bring him back.
I'll send him in all the fucking tents.
Yeah, I think you can cast invisibility while invisible.
Yeah,
That should
I
be
think so.
fine.
It's not an attack, right?
No.
Okay. I cast invisibility on the rat.
All right,
What do you think?
Yeah. Hold on.
What?
I don't have to speak with animals. Like,
Wait, really?
I didn't think we were gonna be doing that.
Alright, looks
And
like
I
we're
can't,
coming back
don't
the
need
next
it, do you?
day.
I
You don't
can't
need
like
to speak with animals, do you?
I can't like point and tell the rat where to go.
Oh, because you're invisible.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was pretty sure that I only needed a hold person and nap, so I wasn't expecting.
Okay, then we're gonna
this-
go back to the tree and we'll come back.
Yeah, we
into
have to
this
come
later,
back the
yeah.
next day. I don't have that.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll head back to our tree. Well, maybe a
Probably.
bit further than the tree if we're going to make
Yeah,
camp.
this is probably a good place to stop it. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is perfect.
Yeah.
All right, you guys make your way back to the tree. You can rest there, and we'll sort out what happens next week on Tombs of Scoria.
We're not doing XP now.
Wait, why
No,
not?
Oh
We're
wait,
like
can we do
middle
spell
of
like
an
80
encounter.
XP to level up. Come on.
we're like at the base. Come on.
Can we do XP and then not level? Like, and we'll just wait for next time. I don't want to just forget my spells, but I guess I can remember.
I've
them.
written
Yeah, just write it down somewhere. Put it in the DMs or whatever.
All
I'm
right.
literally so mad.
Gotcha.
All right.
Nick permacocked.
The dictatorship of Neil continues.
All right. Well,
Dick, I'm being very reasonable.
Oh, yeah.
Speak with animals isn't worth XP, correct?
This is
with
like the
animals?
only session I've ever cast any.
Yeah, I
fucking
don't know if you want me like,
If you were,
because I mean, talking to the
overcome
dogs.
a problem, but not when you talk to the
Yeah.
dogs, and not when you were like trying it in the tavern.
No, yeah, not the tavern. Yeah, the only
Yeah,
reason
not
I
the
would
tavern,
argue
no.
the dogs is like maybe for role playing, but that's role playing XP, so whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, that
Okay.
that might qualify as spells cast to further your god's ethos.
Which it kind of
which is a
was.
separate. Yeah, which it is.
Yeah,
and
that's
worth
separate,
more
yep.
XP than
Okay.
overcome problems.
Question: the colour spray I cast to catch the chipmunks. We were going without food that day, so I would say that's overcoming a problem. To be honest, I feel like by the letter of the law, it's hard to argue
Maybe by the
against.
letter, but by the spirit of the law, color spraying chipmunks doesn't feel like a very good way to be gaining experience.
It's literally the only thing I've been able to colour spray.
You had 4 invisibilities this session. I think
No,
you're,
I've cast 5 invisibilities now, so
Yeah.
that's actually pretty good.
you're good.
I mean, color spraying chipmunks. Come on, is that
It was
how
to
you want to
eat.
get your XP?
I'm deleting it, but you know, in your heart of hearts, that's worth XP.
Did we defeat the dog?
Not defeat the dog.
okay.
Yeah, all right.
Nick, who are you? Where can we find you?
Yes, well, you can follow me on Twitter, AG_Greenzag, but also on Tuesday. Wait, is it Tuesday? The 1st of September. I'm going to try and stream Crusader Kings 3, playing as a Welsh count and trying to conquer England and form the United Kingdom of Wales. So if you are so inclined, please tune in.
Poggers.
Poggers.
And you are a pretty experienced Crusader Kings 2 player, aren't you?
I am very experienced Crusader Kings 2. I expect to succeed in this task if the game's not immensely different.
How many hours do you have in Crusader Kings 2?
I don't know, hundreds, thousands maybe.
Hundreds?
A lot.
100,000?
Yeah, a
Wow.
lot. That's it. That's me.
All right, Mooten.
Yeah, twitch.tv/MrMouton. Probably gonna play Fall Guys or Among Us tomorrow. The cool, exciting thing is my new merch is out, so go check it out. Thank you.
And then I'm Destiny. I'm going to sleep after this, but thanks for watching. And then Koibu, what's your next campaign you're doing?
Legends of Arcadia on
Oh, yeah.
Sunday, episode 1.
Oh,
5
shit.
players, beginning of the world. Our characters are, I don't know, 20 seconds old, 30 seconds old. They've just been blinked into existence by Magus, god of chaos, and they got some hijinks to do.
Oh yeah, my merch has a 10% off if you buy 2 shirts bundle. So smile.
Damn.
Yeah, Neil, don't forget to read that thing I posted on your Reddit.
I will read it.
Thank you. You pronounce Prevost like that, Prevost, but if you're saying it in the proper French way, you say Prouveau.
Nice.
Prevost?
Yeah, Prouveau. I say Prevost just because no one in this fucking country can spell it at the best of times.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. We'll be back
amazing.
next week.
Yeah, we should see you guys next week. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Be careful. I love you all.
Au
Bye-bye.
revoir.
Bye.
Okay, yep, we're up. Wait.